What's up, fam? Day 2, rounds 3, NFL draft. Come join us. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Here we go.
I mean, how silly is that, man? We're talking about practice.
The Philadelphia Eagles are Super Bowl champions. Eagles fans everywhere, this is for you. Let the celebration begin.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of A2D Wednesday night / Friday night here at A2D Radio. We are covering rounds 2 and 3, day 2 of the NFL draft, joined by Pete Young, Luke Brown, Ryan Elizik. I am Greg Milokovic. There'll be some other guys joining in, jumping in and out throughout the night. We're going to recap last night. Jihaad Campbell is officially a Philadelphia Eagle. Drafted him a number 31 pick last night. Traded up one spot to get him. We'll get the Luke and Pete's and Ryan and I's response to that, especially Luke and Pete who weren't on last night. And we'll look at rounds 2 and 3. Will Johnson, the guy who cornerback out of Michigan, just went to Arizona. Arizona took the chance on Will Johnson's medicals, and we'll see what happens there. But he finally went. Shedeur Sanders is still on the board. That's probably about all you'll hear out of us for that one tonight until he gets picked, and then we will do what we got to do. Later in the show, we'll preview. At the end of the show, we'll preview what's to come tomorrow. We won't be on live tomorrow, but we will preview what the Eagles have left, what positions of need might still be available, and we'll break down all the picks coming in from rounds 2 and 3. We are at pick 48 right now. The Texans are on the clock. Eagles and Howie Roseman have yet to jump up.
Boo.
Will they jump up? And who do they get? Pete, let's start with you, brother. No poll question tonight, but give me your thoughts on last night. What did you like? What you dislike? What's your thoughts on Jihaad Campbell?
I mean, I was shocked that they picked a first-round linebacker. Certain people were beating me up over my continued non-belief in a first-round linebacker since they haven't picked one since 1979. He's good. He can play. He's a good off-the-ball linebacker. He has pass rush skills. He's kind of like a jack of all trades that I think Vic Fangio is going to covet. Like, he's someone he can mold into what he wants this defense to be in the same way like Jalen Sun is. It's just someone he's going to get very excited about having in this defense. Like, I was shocked that they had him. I was shocked that he went. He lasted as long as he did because Daniel Jeremiah had him as like a top 12 prospect, and you got him at 31.
Yeah.
Like, I saw some people complaining, why did we trade up for him and not other people? I said, because they put value in him. Like, they tried to trade up at 23. Howie and Lori even said, like, they were trying to trade up for him for an hour. Like, They believe in his talent and what he can bring to this team. Like, obviously, once again, another SEC guy. We're literally, all we do is we bring in Bama and Georgia guys, which I'm 100% fine with. Like,
And we haven't missed yet.
Nope. He's maybe Tyler Steen, but still, like, you know what I mean?
Get
Like,
a shot this year.
He is. That's the theme of this year. It's all the young kids are getting their shot, and this is a young kid. This is a local kid. This is someone who's probably excited to play for his dream team. Like, this is a really good pick. It's great value, and it's someone who could help in the absence of Nakobe Dean. I don't think it's we're replacing Nakobe Dean type of situation. I think eventually he's going to be a pure pass rusher, but they're going to use him as a linebacker just due to the fact that Nakobe Dean, you have no idea when he's going to come in. So it was a really great pick. As this is saying it from someone who doesn't value first-round linebackers.
Well, that's because you're wrong. But you see it a lot, just like Howie. Just like Howie. But to your point, though,
men can change.
I agree. There's a lot of first-round linebackers that aren't worth it. There comes times where these guys are worth it, right? Patrick Queen was worth it a couple years ago. Roquan Smith, worth it, right? And we finally didn't pass on those guys to finally take another guy that I believe is worth it. Luke, same thing to you. You were at an interesting place last night. Let's let people know where you were at and then react to the draft.
Yeah, Tyler Warren draft party. Let's pray for my boy Tyler up in Indy. His career might be dead. Let's pray for him. Let's get him a quarterback over there or something. God damn. All right. But yeah, I mean, you gotta love the pick. The favorite part for me is just versatility. And long term, obviously, these kind of hybrid linebackers are the future and what's up and coming in the league right now. With Micah Parsons, you saw Abdul Carter, maybe not to that extent, but you see that kind of potential there for him. And the versatility gives you a ton right now in the short term. When you look at it right now, obviously there's a ton of pressure before last night on guys like Trott to come in and maybe produce at a high level. And now even when the Kobe comes back, you're looking at a guy who can not only replace him for the time he's out, but also play with him and Zach Bond on the field all together.
Sure.
So I think it is a major, major win. And while I understand that there's maybe, maybe you need a safety, heck, maybe you need a guard, which to me I think is the most unnoticed need right now. Maybe you need a safety, another corner, all these other needs out there. This is a massive plus, and by far, probably, I shouldn't say by far, but probably the most talented player on the board at that slot you were drafting at. So
yeah,
A+ for me. That was exciting.
And I think to that point too, like I think just as equally as a need as those other positions that you mentioned, right? With the Nakobe injury, with the letting or Owen Burks, I blanked on his name last night, right? Letting Owen Burks, go walk, right? You only had 2 healthy guys on your roster going into last night. So now you had a third. So I think it's just as equally as important as those other positions you mentioned. What up, Noah?
Yo, what's up, Greg? What's up, Pete?
What's your reaction to Jihaad Campbell in round 1 last night?
I like it. I think he's 21 years old. He's going to be a project, okay? But I see no, I
project.
see no,
project. Hold on, project.
Yeah.
What are you talking project? He's the best player on one of the best defenses in the SEC. How is that a project? This isn't Mike Green from Marshall. This kid's from Alabama.
I think his edge rushing ability, it needs to improve, but I also think that he's not going to walk in the door and be asked to get 10 sacks in his first year anyway.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
So
I'm not asking him to be a star on day one. You're asking him to be a contributor.
But he's going to play.
Right. Fellas, I'm not, when I say project, I mean he's going to have, you get into week 6, week 8, and he's going to really contribute for this football team. And I think it certainly puts pressure on Nakobe Dean to stay healthy. And, I think it's a great insurance for Nakobe Dean in the event that Nakobe can't stay healthy. Let's face it, I don't think Nakobe's going to be ready, and they don't seem to think he's going to be ready until November. So I think this is a great spot here. And I think it's a home run. I think he's got 4 or 5, he doesn't quite run like a gazelle, but 4 or 5 speed at the linebacker position is awfully impressive. He can rush the passer. He can stop the run. He played at Alabama, for God's sakes, at a top level SEC competition. And this kid, I don't expect him to come in week 1 ready to play, but I think halfway through his rookie year, he'll be ready to roll. I think.
That's interesting because we need him to play week 1 in the NFL.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a big question too, though. Like, is he even? I would say he's probably the favorite, but I wouldn't put it in as a lock that he even plays over Trott week 1.
No, I completely agree there.
Especially if these rumors are true about him. And again, I'm not saying they shouldn't have picked him. I love the pick.
Yeah.
But especially if he's not ready for camp, that kind of pushes that narrative a little bit.
Well,
too.
An injury for sure. Injury obviously pushes all that conversation aside.
Right. He's got a torn labrum. So
Yeah, but I got a torn labrum, and you could do everything you need to do. Right? Like, I mean, I'm not also a tip-top shape athlete either, but I got a torn labrum.
All right.
Ryan, sum up your thoughts from last
No,
night.
hey, I mean, obviously we were talking about it last night. I still love the pick. I think it was very telling in the press conference that Howie and Nick gave last night or today, whenever that was, how they wouldn't specifically give a comp on who they wanted to use him as, right? They wouldn't say like, oh, he's a linebacker, oh, he's an edge rusher. Because I think he's gonna be a Swiss Army knife for these guys. He's gonna line up on top of the ball sometimes. He's gonna line up in like the your traditional linebacker spots. And he's gonna do everything. Like, because he wasn't asked to rush the passer a whole lot at Bama, but he did that in high school. He can go sideline to sideline like we were talking about. The shoulder, he may not be ready for camp, whatever that's going to be. But I feel like because they said we're not worried about his medicals at all, maybe he's not contributing week 1, week 2, but he's going to be a big part of this defense by midseason. And just the intangibles, like this kid is like, first team all SEC, like absolute stud guy dominating these guys who, may have went higher than him in the draft, but like he's just a freak athlete. Plus, he's from here, so I like that even more. So there we go.
Yeah. No, I agree with all you guys, and I mean, I'm loving the pick as well. I mean, Howie has built something that allows him to do these types of things. Right, I mentioned it last night. Even if he took a shot on Will Johnson because of the medicals, right? You've built this team and you've built this core to have the ability to take the best available person, especially somebody with some high level talent, falls to you, right? And so that's where I love this pick. I love the ability to say he was on our board, he was a top guy on our board, and he's still there at a certain point. Let's go get him. Right, and I love that. So I'm looking forward here to day 2. We'll see what happens. We are on pick number 50, 18 in the second round. So we are about
14 to go.
14 picks away, unless Howie makes it. And I see Chris. Before we jump in, I want to get to a couple comments real quick. No, I know you're about to say something, so just hold that thought. Chris Kane says, "What up, Chris?" He said, "I see all these trades. What are the Eagles waiting for? They should move up to get the safety or corner they have their eye on. Maybe they don't have their eye on it.
Yep.
Maybe they don't have anybody right now because there's really – I mean, there's a couple corners available depending on which way you want to go, right? You got –
really only one. There's really only one. Yeah.
Trey Amos. Like, if he falls a little bit – if he falls to, like, 55 – go up and get him because you get Trey Amos at 55 – that's insane value.
But, ESPN, again, this is all ESPN rankings, right? But ESPN's rankings, they're 6th available right now, right? So, obviously, teams have their own. I'm not saying like they're pasting ESPN's rankings, but I'm not concerned with what Howie's cooking. I'm sure he's fine.
Yeah.
And I also think he's dealing with what he was dealing with last night, and nobody wants to pick up the phone for him.
Yep. So can I touch on that real quick?
Go ahead.
So they came out with that, right? And the guy's like, "Oh, you see that number? You don't pick up on it." We all know that's Mickey Loomis, right? Like, there's no and ifs or buts about that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's legit. I mean, and that's fine. You don't want to deal with us, then cool.
Stop trading with us. It's not our fault. Yeah. You're stupid.
No, it was funny because I remember you were talking about it last night. Like, we were waiting to see that. The video of them calling him, which they put out this morning on social.
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah, man, we were trying to trade for you for an hour." I'm like,
"We're trying to get you for an hour."
There you go.
Ted asked, "Do you guys think?"
Like, yeah, we got it. You guys can have them. We don't care.
Do you guys think we trade Goddard today? Could you see him going to Cincinnati, or they don't have the money? Go Birds.
Cincinnati just extended Gesicki.
Yeah. I do see Goddard trade coming. Yes.
Another tight end just went too. So it's looking like the Bowling Green guy is either high enough on their board where maybe they reach for him right now at a need, or I'm not really dying to do that personally.
No.
Arroyo just went. What isn't Arroyo like 28 though? Or is he? Who is
Major injury question.
Who's the kid
with
from
him.
Miami that's like 30? Is it Arroyo?
Arroyo. Yeah, it's Arroyo. I don't know.
I had Cleveland as a possible spot for Goddard. I had the Bills. I had the Colts, but that's not happening.
Yeah. Dale's playing Switzerland again. Best player on the board.
Yeah,
as we should.
Chris Glover says, "What's up, fellas? What up, Chris?" Brad Jihaad Campbell's a great pick. Yeah, it'll be awesome, man. What up, Rob? Feeling pretty good. I think we're all feeling pretty good.
Yep.
Yeah,
Bryce, interesting pick spots so far. What up, Swoop? He says, "Thank you guys so much. You guys sacrificed to do this on a Friday night. Everybody hit that like, spread the podcast. You guys rock." Swoopy, you're speaking dirty to me now. Let's go. Let's F1 an algorithm. I see 266 people watching right now. 256 of y'all are over on X. So love that. Blow that X.
Let's go.
And while you're there, make sure you follow the X. Make sure you follow the X. And if you're not following the X, go over follow the X. We're trying to get to 10K. Once we get to 5K, baby, we might do a little giveaway. So get us to 5K, and then we'll do 10K. The Bull RJ, the only thing that sucks winning Super Bowl is the draft answer. Yeah, it's a long wait, the Bull.
No, we should get an extra pick just for winning the Super Bowl. I'm on board with that.
It's a long wait for sure, brother. And Chris says y'all doing great job, fellas. Thanks, Chris. Noah, I cut you off. Did you want to jump in and say? My bad.
No, you're good. I don't know, more about our first round selection last night.
No, it's what we're here for. Let's do it.
That's right. I think, remember how Nolan Smith was a little slow to come along? He had a slow rookie year, and then he really came on. You know what I mean? And I see this is kind of like what I see in Jihaad Campbell. I really do. Where you may not see much in his rookie year here. You may not even see much, the first half. He may not even, he'll see the field a little bit. But this guy is a project where by the second or third year, he's going to explode.
No. I see where you're going with Campbell. I don't think project is the right word. Like, if you want to bring him along slowly, kind of like they did Nolan, limited snaps and stuff like that, I can understand that. But he's not a project. Like this kid he's a stud. Like, this is like a Micah Parsons-esque player. Like, he is a Swiss Army knife. He can do just about everything.
Yeah.
Scourton goes to the Panthers, by the way.
Boo! Stop picking all my guys.
Yeah, again, there's another guy that, like, we probably as a fan base probably would have been really happy with at the end of day one if the board fell differently, right? You know what I mean? If the board fell differently, you're sitting there like, well, would have loved Scourton. Would have loved Nick Scourton, right?
Yeah, but again,
furthest guard from Georgia falls, the more logical it seems.
Wait,
I'm telling you, this guard.
You mean to tell me another guy from Georgia is going to fall into the lap of the Philadelphia Eagles? No way.
That'd be nice.
Seems like it. And I think he would play day one.
You talking Tate
in
Rutledge?
a position that is a pretty underrated need.
It probably is. Forgive me for not really trusting Tyler Steen very much.
I'm Tyler, but I hear you.
We don't know.
You want to talk about perfect spot or perfect offensive line for. You're talking Tate Rutledge or Ratledge, right?
Yep, that's exactly
6'7",
who I want right
308.
now.
Yeah,
that's exactly who I want right now.
Give me that guy.
I mean, if there's no one else there and there's not a trade back partner, I would be fine with Tate Rutledge.
Titans just took.
I'd be fine to trade up for him right now because that is a starter making second-round salary.
Oluwamafe Oladeju.
Yeah, they randomly floated as the Eagles possibly picking in the first round. And I was just like, I wrote on a piece of paper, anyone but him.
Anyone but him, yeah.
Sonny Weaver Jr.?
The anti-Sonny Weaver. There you go.
Yeah, currently on ESPN's Tate is 21st, so that kind of lines up right with in that realm of where we are going to be picking, right? You know what I mean?
So I'll put this out there. I'm a hard no on him just because I don't feel good about him being on this football team. Mike Green is still out there. What would you guys do?
No.
Well, they're not going to do it. They said openly they're not going to do
Okay.
it. So
there was
they're
a
not gonna be
report
the team to
out
do
a
it.
few days ago about it, so that's why I was curious. Because I just, as good as he is, and as great value as he is, I can't in good conscience. I can't have a guy like that on my football team. And I know there's false allegations all the time and stuff like that, but like, there's just, I don't even want to touch it.
Oh, I didn't even know anything was going on off the field. I was just going off the fact that he put into Marshall.
Oh
No.
yeah, dude, yeah, he got
no,
rape allegations in high school and college.
Then no.
Now
Then,
how he shut that down pretty clearly.
yeah. Like
The
I said,
possibility of getting him.
I was just to know the fact that he went to Marshall.
Yeah.
And his name's not Randy Moss or Byron
I mean,
Leftwich.
how did Alex Hunt go to school?
It's true.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
true.
like,
Christian.
I'm not completely against small schools. I mean, we got Quinion last year out of Toledo, so like.
No, I hear you. I just Marshall just doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah, no.
The off the field stuff just kills it for me.
And then you add that. The Bull, RJ. No, Sanders did not go yet. Sanders went. TJ Sanders went, but not Shador.
I wish Shador went earlier than TJ Sanders was still available.
Swope says safety or corner. I want a corner to play Slay. Keeps Coop at slot. Coop staying at slot. And we
The
have
board's not falling this way right now.
The corner. This is what I was saying, and I might be the only one on this island, right? But because he also follows up, he's not sold on Sidney Brown. All he can do is hit. That's it. Well, we don't know what he can do, right? That's all he's shown he can do because he hasn't been given anything else, right? So I mean, I think we've shown so far through this draft that the Eagles like these guys, whether us fans like them or not, or trust them or not, right? So I think you're gonna, unless somebody drastically drops, but Will Johnson did, and they didn't budge. Right, Will Johnson dropped as far as you can drop, and they didn't budge. So, you signed Adoree Jackson in as a free agent and as a veteran to come in, but I think you're going to see Keely Ringo as you're starting outside, on the other side of Quinion, and you're going to see Sidney. And if they don't draft somebody, there's a Justin Simmons hanging out there that every time he opens his mouth says he wants to be on the Eagles. So, just because they don't draft someone doesn't mean everything is done at it, because like I said last night, the free agents are just on a hiatus for this week because it's draft.
Right. Yeah. And number one rule as an Eagles fan, you can never criticize a roster until week one. No. I feel like we've all learned that to a certain point. So
that's because 99% of the time there's always some like ridiculous trade a week before the season. Sam Bradford
let's not trash on hypothetical starters right now, because I guarantee you we'll be living in a much different world in a month.
It's April 25th. I'm not worried about.
And that's why, like, when I feel like people in, like, maybe it's just a few comments here and there, but when you're on the clock, especially in a draft like this, I don't think they're saying, okay, let's pick the best corner or safety available. Especially right now, where it really feels like there's only one second-round talent amongst those two positions available right now. I mean, I don't know. I think the guard makes the most sense right now, outside of the corner, still available.
If that's true, like, it basically tells you exactly what they think of Tyler Steen, and that's such a waste of not only a pick, like a third-round pick that they invested in him.
But it's not.
I disagree. I think, and he also played in a bunch of big games over his career. Was very, very reliable. And 90% of NFL teams don't get quality starters in the third round. Like 90% of them. And I feel like he did a pretty good job.
Yeah, I thought Steen stepped up well when who was it who got hurt? Becton?
Yeah.
For a little bit.
I mean, that's what
he made 6 starts this year.
Drafting. How many third-round picks are really quality starters in the NFL? Like, amongst other, like, I know what we're used to, but let's be completely honest. Like, that's not how it normally works.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Buccaneers are up I like what the Bucks did. I like the Bucks going to Emeka Ibuka.
That's a quality pick.
That's a really good pick.
Him, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin.
And they have some young kids too. I can't think of their names, but they definitely have some young. There's a cornerback went to what you call the Bucks. Let me see. This name.
Ben Morrison on Notre Dame.
Yep, Ben Morrison. I mean, they have another safety who I kind of like, Watts. Still,
Watts is there. Yep,
I wouldn't hate
Watts
that.
is definitely there. What is their depth yard?
Safety from Georgia already gone.
Ben Morrison.
Yeah, he went
it starts on the first.
23.
Okay.
Who
22
Stark?
23.
Yeah.
27.
27. Yeah.
Was it 27?
Yeah, he went to the Ravens. Malachi.
Yeah.
Hurt my heart a little bit.
Trey Palmer is who I was looking at, and Jalen McMillan, those young guys. Not that they're better than Ibuka, but they have a good room there is where I was getting at.
Yeah, they do.
All right,
I'm telling you, man, Jack Sawyer. Sawyer.
Imagine this.
I'm gonna make you charge $1 every time you say Jack Sawyer.
Well, he's worth it because he's living in my freaking nightmares. Penn State fan. I would not mind it at all.
I mean,
yeah.
I, as a Penn State fan, I imagine you have a lot of nightmares.
Yes, and he's in a lot of them. So I would not mind him being on the right side of some of his sacks.
On the good side.
Yeah, in every big game that he plays in, he shows up. And for some reason, there's guys picking these random small schools I've never heard of. Like, there's no way there's 65 players that are better than this guy who is on the best team in the country, arguably the best defensive player on the best team in the country. I find that hard to believe. I just find it hard to believe.
You better believe it, Bucko.
I don't think there is. And I think in a year from now, we'll be looking back saying the same thing.
Sure.
Like, I understand the NFL. Like, all the NFL cares about truly is making money. Like, they don't give a rat's ass about anything else.
Nope.
But, like, think of the weather right now in Green Bay outside. It's 40 degrees.
No
now
parking.
It's going to be even less. It's rainy. It's cold. What are we doing? Like, I thought the scene last night was cool and fun, but now I look back at it and I go, what is the NFL doing? I mean, they're truly just scumbags.
Did you see people because everyone's houses are near the stadium, so nobody parks anywhere. They're charging $200 a pop for people to park in their driveways.
Oh yeah.
Morris Longo waiting for June 1st cuts. Don't want to mess with the compensatory picks next year. Yeah, I mean, a lot of those Morris though are already cut with just the designation. Like that was Slay, right? Darius Slay was a June 1st cut, but he was obviously already done. But yeah, there's definitely going to be more of them for sure.
Yeah,
I'm with you here, Morris. So someone needs to push the commissioner off the stage. Amen.
Packers take a tackle.
Talk about a scumbag. Luke, this is for you. Martian says Luke really wants the fan base to be sensible.
All right. All right. But these are the same people that 3 years ago were like, Landon Dickerson, what the hell are we doing? And now he's the best player on our team.
Yes.
Yeah. So
we're also the fan base that overreacted to the Jalen Hurts pick. And anytime there is a Jalen Hurts video on YouTube that's longer than 2 minutes, we're always right there. So,
and rightfully so. Rightfully so. In the moment. Just like I'll freak the hell out if Jalen Milroe is picked at 64. Right? I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I will freak the hell out just like we did with Jalen Hurts.
I would freak out. if they did that.
So
that's about all they can do.
I think it's a completely different situation, though.
Is it?
Yes. Yes. One guy can stay on the field and deliver Super Bowls. The other guy can't stay healthy.
At the time, we didn't know that, though.
We did know that, though. We did know that, no.
Is this dude really pushing an Escalade?
Yeah, he's pushing an Escalade.
Oh, my Lord.
They drafted Hakuna Matata. What a wonderful phrase.
I love it.
All right. 10 picks to go, boy. Or less than 10, right? 9, right?
We'd be the 10th pick.
Marcia, I don't think we deleted it. We didn't delete
it. No, it's...
I was watching...
I was watching a Jalen Hurts video, and in the first 30 seconds, we're in it, and I couldn't stop laughing.
Nice. I love it. I love when we get thrown the notes because it was real. Swoopy says, Pete, who are the 3 players you said you wanted the Birds to pick on the show at Les a few nights ago? Will any of them be available?
I liked Walter Nolan, but I was also completely fine with EZ and who was that? I like Trey Amos as well. I also like Harold Fanning. Those were the guys I picked.
I hope you didn't want.
Like I was pretty in the first round. Honestly, I was pretty cool. Like I would have been anyone who they viewed that was high on their board. I was okay with as long as they weren't forcing an edge player that's not high on their board. Just to
Trey Harris just went to the Chargers. I wonder.
This is going well for the Birds, right? We need all these receivers to fly off. Yeah, we need
like obviously some guys earlier you wish would have stayed, but like there's still a decent amount of talent available. Even if they don't trade up,
there's a ton available still.
I mean, I would say my top 3 right now are the guard from Georgia, my boy Sawyer, and Amos. I feel like those are the best 3 names right now. And maybe Sawyer's not a need, much so as the other 2 guys, but he's a damn good player.
We know how he likes drafting edge rushers.
So Amos would be
I
a
wonder
solid
if they
pick.
double dip because I almost feel like they probably view Sawyer the same way they view Campbell, right?
I feel like he's much more of an edge guy though than Campbell.
And he might be.
Campbell,
he might be. But everything you read today was like, oh, they drafted Campbell to be the edge rusher, not to be a linebacker.
Yep.
Well, yeah, okay. Maybe in due time,
I'd
but we
also
kind
be
of have a
cool
hole at linebacker right now. I like famous Amos. I like the cookies.
I mean, let's just think about this. If it is Amos, if that's who they get, then in the last 2 rounds, in the last 2 years, it goes corner, linebacker, corner. That's, I mean, who would have ever predicted that a few years ago? That's insane. Sure. Yeah.
Not us, right? Not us.
I think it's pretty clear. I think we're going to be on the defensive side of the ball.
Yep. I think so. Unless they really love Rutledge.
Yeah.
I'm really, really, really down for the guard. I probably
Martian,
want him
I
more
will
than
punch
anyone on
you
the
through
board.
the screen.
All hell will break loose.
I'll take him in the 5th. If he's there in the 5th, I'll take him.
No.
No, I'm not touching Shador Sanders with a 50-foot pole.
Martian, I do like Watts as well. Watts is definitely someone that I.
The Lions just
traded up. Really good.
Did they?
This might be Shador.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. It's not.
The Lions traded with what? That would have been what, Arizona? Or who was? You got Chicago now. Who'd they trade?
Let's see.
Broncos.
Let's see.
Okay.
It was Denver, 57 and 230 for 60 and 130.
That would be worth it.
Pretty expensive for 3 spots.
Martian, that would be worth it to see Prime wearing an Eagles jersey. Yes, that would be worth it. I kind of got my eye on, and I doubt they go there, but I kind of like Landon Jackson, the edge from Arkansas. Name. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In this area, right? You know what I'm saying? Even if it's not the second, you got 3/5 left, right? You got 3 5s left.
Yeah.
Or no. What did they go? That's the Bears. That's the Bears.
2, right?
For some reason it moved on me.
I got 2 5s, I think.
Yeah, I'm trusting you guys.
3 5s.
I can't even get the TV up here, so I'm following.
I mean, they could go Toledo again. There's another defensive lineman in there, interior that they kind of.
Yeah.
And that's another position where, if you look at it, I mean, people in the short term, they haven't picked up Jordan Davis's 5th-year option yet, which I'm starting to put up some eyeballs to. Yeah, I mean, nothing imminent right now, but long term, it's you only have a Jomo and Carter.
Yeah,
and we know how he invests in that position.
Yeah, and what throws it off is obviously they've already made the decision on Dotson, right? And that's fine. That's fair, right? But it only costs you $13 million for Carter or for Davis's 5th year. Like what's to lose? I understand you could go draft somebody, right? But are you drafting anybody that's going to give you that?
Which of the guys do you like to drafted here?
Swoopy, I love you, brother. Yes, hit the like. Yeah, 57 and 230 for 60 and 130.
Oh my God, Bears haven't finished better than 500 since 2018.
I believe it.
Yeah, I believe it too.
Dick Butkus ain't coming out of that locker room.
Feeling the trade out.
Mike Singletary ain't coming out of that locker room.
Did Chicago just take your guard?
It was
And where are you watching that you're so early?
He's
What are you on Twitter?
I'm on this LG TV thing because my TV's broken and now I guess I'm faster, so I'll take it. I don't even know who these people are.
Oh, Seth Rollins. Is this what he's doing his promo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good old Seth. Where's Paul Heyman at? Where's Heyman at? You gonna draft Bron Breakker? Sorry, I just nerded out for a second.
I don't even have it on the TV.
I wonder if they're singing a song. Can somebody go mute and unmute the TV and see if they're like singing the song. Marshall, names back in the day were wild. We're wild. We're never getting names like Dick Buckets anymore.
How about
Yes,
they're just booing him because he's talking about how Caleb Williams is the king of the North now. So
okay, yeah.
yeah, he's just being his normal WWE self here.
I guess there's not enough marks in the crowd to start singing a song. Yes, Martian, we are definitely going to see one more version of Orton versus Cena in St. Louis.
Except this time,
Oh, yeah.
except this time we're all rooting for Orton, which is going to be a shock.
Yeah.
Love it. I remember watching that. That was probably like 10 years ago at this point, 15 years ago. That was forever ago. I might have still been in high school.
Might have been.
Just
That's
say his
wrestling.
name and he'll appear.
Oh, Joe Hendry.
It's
I
like a
do
tap.
believe.
Ozzy Trapillo? Yeah. Ozzy
What pick
Trapillo.
are we at?
That was
56.
56. So we got what? 10?
Anyone
No,
good
8.
gone since I got back?
No. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Eight
5,
picks.
6, 7. You got Detroit,
Oh, no.
Las Vegas. 2, 4, 6. Yeah, 7 picks. We're 8. We're 8 away.
We're the 8th pick. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, which means they're totally trading out.
I agree.
I mean,
I agree.
I really hope they
And
don't.
if you look at their picks, they love having a 6 like every year. They
That-
don't
that
have
Yeah,
a
was-
but
6.
they have 3 fifth-round picks, so that's
They
also
do, yeah, but I don't think they're picking all 3 of those either. So
No, I don't.
It really comes down to when are they going to trade down? I don't know.
Infinite draft picks. We can't take all of these guys. Stop trading out.
There
Go
you go.
draft somebody.
They're going to
Text
trade
you.
out.
I know. It's gonna piss me off.
What's up, brother?
Yo, let's go. Let's go hit another one.
He is now fat.
The Lions are going to steal our guy right here.
Best wrestling
don't say
content
that.
on the channel.
We all feel good after a linebacker last night.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
I would
Oh,
hope
yeah.
so. I would hope so.
I mean, no one
Proof
thinks he's a
men can
project.
change, Tom.
Yeah,
Project.
No one's
Yeah.
no
No,
one
you're
keeps
the
calling the
project.
project.
You've been a
world.
10-year project. You've been over a decade project.
Hell yeah.
You want to talk about projects? You've been the A2D project. Yeah, you're
Hell
talking
yeah.
project. Oh, my God.
Well, how? They're quick projects in the Eagles camp, so we'll be all
I
right.
think he's a project.
I think he'll definitely have an impact the second half of his rookie year this year.
Speaking of impact, why don't everybody watching have an impact and hit that like, hit that subscribe before we get to our Eagles pick. We're going to be here through the second and third rounds, breaking it down for you like we have been the last 2 nights. So make sure you hit that and then share the show. Do us a favor. Help us out. Right? Share the show. Okay, let's mess with an algorithm on a Friday night. Let's get some people in here.
Send it to a friend or two. Maybe that ex you don't talk to anymore.
Speaking of X, go like us over on X. Go like us over on X. Lions are up.
Come
Lions
on, you
are up.
bastards.
Vegas is next. Do you think Vegas pulls the trigger finally?
Yes,
They
Nah.
have to.
I think he's a Steeler, and he's going in the third round, and he's going to be miserable, but he's a Steeler.
I don't
I
want
think
that because my boss
he's
is a
going.
Steelers fan. He won't be happy.
He's going to Vegas. He's going to Vegas. Brady loves him. I mean, we talked about it last night. Brady's a Shador guy.
Yeah,
I don't think
But
he
does
loves
he
him.
love him
If
more
he
than
loved
Mel
him, he would've
Kiper?
picked
yeah.
him.
I don't know that
No,
he's
but he doesn't.
no one
No,
loves him more than Mel
you can
Kiper.
love a guy. You can
But
No
love a
one
10
guy.
loves him more
minutes
than
of
Mel
Hold
Kiper.
on, hold on. You can love a guy a lot more in the second round when you're not paying first round money to a guy,
True.
right? I
True.
mean, that's 101.
Yeah.
That's 101.
Yeah, but you still
I've
get the
never
5th
seen
year,
anyone-
which is
important.
that's more valuable than that. And there goes Tate. Damn.
I hear you. I mean, it's one of those 2 teams, right, Luke? It's not a. I don't see a third team jumping in now. I don't know who that team would be, right? But as sure as heck, it's definitely one of those 2 teams. Maybe you can see the Jets with another pick in the third round as that other conversation. But
Well,
it's those 3 teams, right? I don't know. I can't think of a fourth right now off the top of my head.
There's always some random team that comes out of nowhere, though, right? Like potentially, like especially as guys start to fall, right? When you look at like maybe Miami, I know they got Tua, but Tua's one hit away from being dead.
Yeah.
Arizona's another guy. I know they really don't like Kyler, right? What about Seattle?
Yeah.
I know they signed
Who's
Sam
even their
Darnold.
There's
quarterback?
other. Who is it? It is Darnold.
Sam Darnold.
Yeah, they got-
They signed Sam
Darnold.
Darnold, but
Yeah,
it's
you're
still-
right.
still seeing
You're right.
ghosts.
You're right. But in a lot of those places, they don't want the controversy year 1.
I hear you. I
So they're-
completely agree.
Like I agree with you. Like
They don't want
Miami's
to deal
a good-
with Dion as
Miami's actually a
well.
good. Yeah, Miami's actually a good place.
Yeah.
You know, with the Tua situation, but they want to give him a chance. They don't want that behind them, right?
Yeah, and the
who's the other
second
team
you
with that?
draft him, like anytime there's trouble, they're going to want to put him in. Not to mention the fact that there's going to be discussion about maybe Dion replaces their head coach.
Well, that's
You're gonna-
Dallas.
you're-
That
whatever
always
happens.
happening in Dallas.
Well, the Lions copycatting, obviously, like a lot of teams are from the Eagles. They go
Yeah.
D tackle.
That's
guard,
what I wanted.
Yeah.
the Georgia
Whatever,
boy.
whatever happens, wherever Shador goes, it's going to be like the Tim Tebow saga of like
Yes.
that level of, just media coverage and like,
Yeah.
oh, is there now a quarterback controversy or a battle or whatever? So that's why you won't see like a playoff team taking him. It's going to be
Yep.
somebody who missed the playoffs last year, and maybe you signed a guy. So like Vegas, like Seattle, you have one of these guys who's a vet who realistically isn't very good. So like if they suck, and no, you can get off of NFL money however you want. So you just cut that guy and you have Shador. So
Yeah, you know who I would take a chance on now as we
Minnesota's
get
an
later.
interesting thought.
As we get later here, though, and we're in the second round. Like now that if Mike Green doesn't go, I would take him in the second round for sure.
He just went to the Raiders.
I always said
Literally
I always
just
said
went-
these he wouldn't even consider taking him. He's
How-
I've never seen him like
He's
personally
got off the
address
field
somebody like
allegations,
that.
Tom. I don't
Yeah.
know if you knew
Oh,
that.
no,
I
he-
didn't
I had
know.
no
I
idea.
didn't know it
Yeah,
either.
Tom,
Well,
he
that's
got
right.
accused
Okay.
of rape in high school and college.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. Not great that he got not great on the rape. Great on the fact that I asked last night why did he go to Marshall then? Right? Ryan remembers.
Yeah.
Greg remembers.
Yeah.
Why was he at
I didn't know
Marshall?
this.
Now I know why. So now
Yeah,
I know why.
because-
It's that.
because
Well, that's good.
there's-
Okay.
Oh, well, it wasn't because
They're
we
so
are
like under the radar with this, like that it's not discussed as much as it would with the other prospects.
Because he went to Marshall.
You going back
Yeah.
to Toledo again? with Darius Alexander. I don't
we
think we can go back.
could,
Yeah,
we could go
Hey,
back.
I
what's
and
wouldn't
forth.
hate that.
I don't
What's
know if
up,
we
Bank
can
I
go
would
back
not hate
twice.
that.
He already got picked.
Guys. Did he?
Oh,
Why am
I
why am
think
best
so.
I don't think he did. I don't think he did.
Well,
did not.
Shador didn't go to Vegas. Jack Beach, wide receiver TCU went.
Have fun with that.
Whites are back in sports.
Yeah, I don't know. You guys must be looking at different what's left than I am.
Yeah, I think he's still there.
No, he
Who?
is.
Alexander?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
he's there.
wouldn't mind him at all.
He's there.
I'm just looking through what's really left here. Right?
Your best two-
You know?
Him
your
and
best-
Amos.
Your best D tackles available right now are Alexander, at least according to ESPN, right? So I'm just Alexander and Shamar Turner from Texas A&M. I think Martian mentioned him earlier. Your
Yeah, I'll go
quarterbacks, the cornerbacks, they have the Revel kid from ECU, Trey Amos from Ole Miss. Then you go center, Georgia kid center, Noel wide receiver.
Greg, what's up with
Iowa
Kevin
State.
Winston? Luke, Kevin Winston from Penn State. Did he play?
We were just talking about him.
Yeah.
I love him, but he's not reliable. And to be honest with you, I think the guy that he played with is not being mocked higher than him for whatever reason, but I think he is better than him because he's
Okay.
more reliable. He's played more and he turns the ball over a lot more. And he's not afraid to put someone on their ass.
Yeah.
He showed up in pretty much every game. Big
I
game.
wonder if it's
unlike
just
a lot
the
of guys.
size. I wonder if it's just the size, right? Because he's only 6
I
foot.
think it
Jalen
is,
Reed.
but he's like
He plays
Sidney
bigger.
Brown, but with better but he's better ball skills.
Yeah.
Like I'm a big fan, but he's not even mocked to go in the second round. I don't
He's
get
like
it.
a fifth round selection.
He's the seventh
it
ranked
doesn't-
safety
I
right now.
don't get it. It doesn't make sense.
I like Jordan Birch a lot too from Oregon.
Well, whoever we like here, we all know that the Ravens are taking them.
Yeah, so I
This
think
is
Jordan.
Ravens are taking them right now. Whoever you want, Ravens are taking them right here.
I just like guys that are in the backfield a lot. And Jordan Birch is in the
Amos,
backfield.
yeah, they're gonna pick
Yeah, they
Amos
took
right here.
Starks from me.
Again, we were talking about this last night. The Ravens take whoever you want. Whoever you want.
They
the
Well,
need
to
Ravens-
be fair,
secondary.
we did take Jordan Davis from them, so it's
All right, so 1 to 30, whatever it's going to be. Like, I don't know. There's so many guys that the Ravens have taken over the years that I wanted and we didn't get because
yeah, they do
whatever.
pick a lot of good guys.
dude, all the time.
Yeah, but I do like Birch. He had 8.5 sacks last year.
Yeah,
in
we're
10
right
games,
here.
and 11 tackles for a loss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
that's
Broncos,
numbers.
they're not picking a corner.
I don't even need a corner right now.
No,
Yeah.
but I think
what
that he actually is the best player available, though. I really do.
No,
Him
that's
or
fine. I
Jack
just
Sawyer.
I just don't need a corner. Like I'll take one if that's the best player available, but I'm more looking up front on defensive line now.
What about
Somewhere,
Andres?
more tackle per se.
What
but,
about
again,
Andres Borriagas, the kicker out of Miami? He's the number 1 rated kicker.
I'm not taking a kicker in the second round.
We had some Jake Elliott issues down there.
Hey, that dude was nailed.
He
in the
shirted
playoffs.
up at the end.
He was.
Nails in the
Every
playoffs.
That's
time
all we
PY
needed. It.
Every time PY, he always shows up in the playoffs every year.
He does. He's
Right?
Mr.
He does.
Consistent.
Say it with
Yeah,
your chest out, Martian.
He was 4 for 4 Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah, he
Yes,
was.
he
Everybody
is.
was. You know what I
And
mean?
if
He was
you
too.
remember, every
I
time he
would've
missed a
went for
kick,
that.
we actually won the game. We were undefeated in games he missed kicks.
Yeah, we were actually extra points. We were
Extra
actually
points, yeah.
we were actually rooting for him to miss extra points, so we knew we would it would be a lot.
So we would win.
Just go for 2 every time.
Got this one.
Yeah.
Maybe the
That's
long
bullshit.
snapper wasn't holding it properly.
Don't talk about Brady man like that.
Hey,
Oh,
man.
see,
I'm
like-
just saying, they didn't bring him back.
Yeah, they did. Oh, the long snapper. I'm sorry. I thought
He
you
said
meant the
he
whole-
said long snapper wasn't holding it properly. You said Braden Mann, so you meant punter.
Yeah.
You
I
said
did
long
mean punter.
snapper.
That's a
Yeah.
see. Can you tell I'm tired?
Martian, Trey Amos, or Watts. Yep, could
Yeah.
go. Could be
He'll
there.
be solid.
I like
Horse-
Watts.
Horikoski, Browns will get Shador at 67.
Yeah, we
Once
got
again,
our-
that's great value. Good for them.
Harold Fanning from tight end. Yeah, we've Harold Fanning. We also got their head coach as our quarterbacks coach or
it's just
Yeah.
something.
Offensive
I
coordinator.
feel like with the run of those tight ends, we can get him in the third round at this point. Like,
Yeah.
I think I like Luke said, I like Amos a lot here, and I like Birch. Like, they're the two guys that
And Sawyer.
I do like Sawyer too.
Yeah, you give me Amos or Turner, I'm a happy guy.
Amos is physical, which is what we like at the corner position.
Press corner.
He's a press guy. Yeah, he's long too.
Yeah, he's 6'1", 195.
Yeah, I mean, he's
Who's the
6'1".
best coverage guy left. CJ and Asante Samuel could replay him.
Yeah. Yeah, you could pick up Asante Samuel Jr. in free agency as well.
Or
Yeah,
He's
we
still
did a
out
good
there.
job though. Like, I'm okay with Kelly Ringo and Adoree Jackson if we don't go corner here. Like, I can come into the year and be comfortable that that's good enough, knowing I got Q and Cooper, right? Like, I can be good with it. I would still, if there's a better player, like, right, if Amos is better than those guys, then I'm good there too. I have no problem, because we came in the last year saying how deep we were at corner, and it ended up being a big time strength of ours.
Yeah.
So I have no problem going into next year feeling as deep, if not deeper, because you do have to make up for Darius Slay. As much as I've been hard on him, and everybody else has at times too. He is a great cover guy. He is a great cover guy.
Agreed, but what about CJ GJ, the loss there? I mean,
we already heard your loss there.
Is it a
loss? I heard. Well,
CJ, Greg, don't start this shit. All right, it is a loss. All right, you got to find the ball hawk. Where's the ball hawk at? Okay, I need to find that.
Not only that, he held Slay accountable.
You're hard as a rock for Reed. Okay,
he held Slay accountable. What are you talking about?
Slay was willing to tackle more when CJ GJ was
What
back.
are you talking about?
That is true.
He wasn't holding nobody accountable. He couldn't even hold himself accountable.
Listen, I have no problem with CJ not being there anymore, but let's not act like it's not a loss. That's all my point is. If people can't act like it's not a loss on the football field,
right?
Then I can't. Then the conversation shouldn't be had. Right? Then it's waste. It's a waste of conversation. If you want to talk about off the field stuff, if we want to talk about other things like that, that's a different conversation. But on the football field, he is a loss, and we have to find the replacement to it. And maybe it's Sidney Brown. I highly doubt it. Yeah. I don't think he's good enough. I don't just think he's good enough. I feel like he's more of a special teamer. But guess what? He's going to get the chance to prove me wrong, and hopefully he does. Right? I think there's been injuries, and I just always been lukewarm on him anyway. No disrespect, but how many great safeties out of Illinois have rolled through the NFL?
Yeah, I would have thought.
Maybe there is. I just wanted to say that.
If Sidney Brown was the answer last year, then he would have had more time.
No,
in the lineup.
He was recovering from an ACL tear. What do you mean more time?
I see Pete's anti-CJ and a big Sidney Brown guy. So what we learned tonight.
I'm not the biggest Sidney Brown guy, but I'm like, that's why he wasn't playing. They had CJ. He was the starter. And he was Sidney Brown's coming back from an ACL tear.
Holy smokes.
A seal Terry.
Dude's a unit.
But that is true, Pete. Like, he was coming back from that. And CJ was the starter. There wasn't a competition there. CJ, listen, this is what CJ does in places. Yes, but not Devontae Smith. I would trade for him, but not Devontae Smith like the Bucs said.
I don't want any guy that was talking shit on Fangio. I'm good.
Why not? Because if he's willing to come here and willing to make amends with it, then it's even a better situation. Because they wouldn't trade for him, Pete, if there wasn't an amends going to happen.
Sure.
Right? This organization won it. If we were ran by assholes and guys who do a terrible job at their job, then yeah. But we know this organization is well run with those kinds of things.
Mike Green just went.
Baltimore. Yeah. That makes sense.
Wow.
Yeah. That makes sense. Baltimore.
Have a massage. Him and Tucker are going to enjoy themselves.
Him, Tucker, and Ray Rice.
Unbelievable.
Just don't get in an elevator with Ray Rice, Mike.
Who did I say is a great coverage guy? Sloop asked me. I don't know. Did I say Amos was, or was I talking about?
Yeah, Amos. I like Amos.
Yeah.
Well, I was saying Darius is a great cover guy.
Yeah.
No matter what we say.
Mars is right when you Ray was care about character.
Very fair. Very fair.
But at least he's finally off the board, right? At least you don't have to have that conversation.
Obviously.
How far does he drop before you make the call?
I mean, it's a shot on Shador that a guy that's got 2 allegations of rape gets picked before you.
For sure.
That's tough.
It's a tough look for sure.
I feel like it's more Dion than him at this point.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Well, I think he's a
This
part
is
of
great.
it, but like
But they're
the
not
whole
getting
family
Dion.
circus.
Dion's got stuff to do. Like Dion's a coach at Colorado. Like once this is done, he's gonna be out of it.
Yeah, but I don't think Dion's done anything here. I think it's more of what Shador's done and sort of like listen.
As much as
talk about your players want to be confident. Okay, I like Shador. I think he can play. We had this conversation last night, so I'm not anti-Shador, but I could see why you fall, right? When there's a certain type of confidence you want, but you don't want to be cocky, because cocky will turn these guys off. Half these guys are nerds. Half of them are the biggest dryer sheets you'll ever meet in your life. All right, and they just know what's on their notepad. Okay, know what you're dealing with half of these general managers and executives and the people you come across. All right, it's a lot of analytics now. It's right, so you got to understand that. So when you got too much bravado, maybe, right? When you have too much of it, you could rub these guys the wrong way, and all it takes is to rub the guys that need a quarterback the wrong way, and that makes you fall. It's not rubbing it the wrong way. All he has to do is rub 10 teams the wrong way, and the rest could love him, but that's going to make them fall. That's all it takes.
Yeah,
and that's why we're here. It has nothing to do with Dion.
And then
anything Dion helps him get picked.
You guys are going to be
helps him get picked, not the other way around.
You guys are going to be annoyed with this Washington pick when it comes up.
Yeah, I saw it. I hate it so much.
Yeah,
and not Tommy. On top of that, though, then when you have question marks in your play, in your skill set potentially, then it all adds on to even become more of like an iceberg on top of the draft card, right?
Yep. Has nothing to do
RJ
with
Harvey.
Dion.
This kid's really quick.
In this situation, it has nothing to do with Dion. If anything, Dion would help him in this situation, not hurt him. Like it's not like Dion's just sitting around like promoting his son. He's got a team to run too.
Yeah,
and he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. The genes are there. Oh, the pedigree's there, right? And that's why I believe enough in Shador as a day 2 guy. I never believed him as a day 1 guy. I don't believe in half of these quarterbacks as a day 1 guy. I don't believe in Cam Ward is necessarily a day 1 guy. He's got to prove stuff still at the next level, right? I don't believe in Jackson Dart as a day 1 guy. Anytime he play anybody,
Cam Ward's played a lot of football though.
I like Cam Ward.
Cam Ward's played a lot. So like where a lot of these kids are getting drafted only playing 2 or 3 years.
Played a ton of football too, Greg.
Cam's played like a lot. But to your point, I agree with you. I think
all of them did. The last guy,
this whole class is going to get swamped by next year's class, and that's why I think Cleveland's staying out of it quarterback wise, grabbing all the weapons, so that way when they come back next year, they have 2 firsts, but at minimum to go up and get whoever they want.
Yeah, if they're not there,
if they're not already there themselves.
Yeah,
with Flacco and Kenny 2 gloves.
elite room there.
I said it 57 minutes ago. The board has fallen this way. I think it's Jack Sawyer you trade out. There's no one else really jumping out at me right now.
Yeah, so I don't know if you guys see it, but Amos just went to the Washington.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like Turner. I like Birch still. So I don't think you need to get out.
Turner,
I like Watts. I don't love him. I like
Landon
him.
Jackson. I like the name Jalen Royals.
It's a good name.
But we don't necessarily need a wide receiver. But
Jack Sawyer was a better college. Like, you can bring up whatever combine BS you want to bring up. He was a better college football player than anyone on the board right now. So if you're telling me I get to pick him at 65, I'll take it. And feel like I don't think there's 65 better players than him in college football.
Next available Bama or Georgia player is Milrow. Don't do it.
Luke,
do it in round 3.
Look, they don't even have him on the board. Now they do.
Look at the edge.
Yeah, but no, I'm just saying 57.
Yeah.
Bears again? How many picks do the Bears have this year? Christ.
They didn't have this many. They traded a bunch.
Did they?
Yeah. Dion ain't LeBron.
Was he a senior, Luke?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense then. Makes sense sometimes why seniors fall. Because everybody gets
he did play a lot of football. That is
You're
true.
right, Martian. He's 37 years old, getting drafted in the second round.
Yeah, I think
I'll take him.
I think Shador's a better fit there though in a dome. in my opinion. Not that kid isn't, but that kid's been banged up a lot. Shador got the shit kicked out of him and stayed on the field. So if you want to talk about durability, the kid was durable too, Greg. He got hit around a lot and he stayed on the football field.
I'll give him all the credit in the world for that, for sure. Shuck just had some insane injuries. Martian Amos
guys who are hurt get hurt.
Sure.
I mean, it's just right. Guys who get hurt a lot end up getting hurt a lot. If you're getting hurt a lot at that level, what makes you think you ain't gonna get hurt a lot at the next one? Some miraculous pill? Like, that's what makes me laugh. Like, if you're hurt all the time, you at that level, you're gonna be hurt all the time the next time. Now you have one injury that sets you back a year. Okay, that's not the end of the world. But if you're hurt year after year, what makes me think that all of a sudden your body's gonna figure it out now as you're getting older?
You had 1 year good.
I know he did. Well, 1 year good to be a second round guy.
And it's funny. I didn't realize this. But like he wouldn't have, if COVID didn't happen, he wouldn't have gotten this other year at Louisville. And this is the year that obviously he really took off. So it's funny that like how crazy, his journey has been, that it wouldn't have happened if there was no COVID year.
That's crazy. And Amos to the Commanders. And the Bears have their 75th pick in the first 2 rounds, I feel like.
And I don't think they really got better. No, I'm kidding. They did get better, I think.
All right, Luke, are we taking Winston?
Here you go.
I think it's too high. I think it's a little too high, in my personal opinion.
2021, he broke his collarbone. This is Tyler Shuck. 2022, he re-injured the collarbone, missing 6 games. And in 2023, fractured his left fibula.
Yeah, he's kind of like a guy I want to draft. Fits right in with Derek Carr. I mean, you want to find the perfect replacement of Derek Carr. Mirror image. Good pick, Alan. Good pick, Alan. If he stays healthy, I'll eat words, right? But, like, come on. If I'm getting
look at that QB room.
Goddamn Louisville.
Derek Carr.
Wait again. Defense ended are 220.
Tyler Shuck and Spencer Rattler. What a QB room there.
So he's going to go to the Steelers then, or the Jets. The Jets would be the biggest fuck you, in my opinion, because the Jets would just make me laugh because it's like, that's where you got to go.
Yeah.
That's where you got to go. That would suck.
The Jets, I mean, it makes sense, but I can't imagine. I feel like the Jets are waiting for next year, too, because of what they just did with Justin Fields.
Yeah.
I mean, they gave him $20 million.
But you can wait for next year in the 3rd round and still pick a guy for the potential upside of it, that you get him in your room and you say, well, I don't need to use that pick next year. Right? I don't need to. And I got the value of it. I got the value of a guy under a cheap deal. That's how teams win quicker. Like, if you want to turn the switch on quicker, if you get the Jalen Hurts in the 2nd round, or if you get the guy in the 3rd round, you're able to turn it over faster because you're paying a lot less money than even a 1st round. I know 1st rounds aren't as much, but the number 1 pick of the draft's getting paid. Right? We know that. It's not like that's pennies. And I'm sure, what's Jackson's start deal look like? It's still 1st round money. It's not cheap.
Yeah,
even though
in the 1st round, you're right. The money's there, but it's all about that 5th year.
No, it is for your sake, but the 2nd round I don't get the 5th year, but I'm paying pennies on the dollar now.
Yeah,
and that's the difference. I'm really paying pennies on the dollar, and I don't have as much guaranteed money owed. That's what it comes down to. When you take away the guaranteed money, it makes the deals pennies.
Yeah.
Where the 1st round guys are getting that guaranteed money. So if they stink, like if Jackson Dart ends up stinking, that hurts him in the cap area too. It doesn't just hurt him on the football field. You missing the 3rd round, who's crucifying you?
Oh, no one.
And I think that's what teams get worried of, because it's hard to evaluate a freaking quarterback. Right, guys?
Jackson Dart is a badass. He's got a doppelganger too. His little brother looks exactly like him. Hair and everything. I don't know if you guys saw that.
That wasn't shocking to me. He looks like a guy like Jackson Holiday. Like the whole family looks alike.
Yeah, they all look the same.
You know what I mean? Like,
but I mean, he has got the same, literally the same haircut. Shamar Turner off the board.
Yeah.
Who, Bears?
Yeah.
I think you're about to see a swing at defensive tackles. Wouldn't shock me if we go Toledo again. And again, that's a position in need too.
That'll be
that's a position in need.
No way we get Toledo right twice.
Twice.
No, there's no way we go back to back.
And I can deal with Toledo with a Toledo pick when you went with one of my guys in the first round
too.
Like they went with one of my guys in the first round, so I'm ecstatic. So now I could deal.
Martian, what do you want him to do, brother? What do you want? Howie's not asleep. What do you want from him?
There has to be guys for him to trade with. Like if they're not picking up the phone, you can't trade.
Listen, the guy.
Who do you want? Like, who do you want? That's like
he had to make a deal so bad last night that he had to trade up one spot. That's how bad he couldn't sit still. Like, come on, guy can't sit still, and we're gonna attack him now.
Like the only guy I would have traded up for right now, which was in our realm, was Amos, and clearly nobody wanted to bite.
I just want an impact player, Swoop. I know you say D tackle or DN. At this point in the draft, it's really just give me a guy who can play.
Best player available. Yeah, another DT for KC here. Tennessee guy.
Dante Hall, just stand up.
All right, let's go get Jack Sawyer. Let's get Jack Sawyer. Let's do it.
I'd be good with Jack Sawyer. I would also be good with
obviously
Jordan Birch. Give me Jordan Birch. I like Jordan Birch. He's big too. He's big off the edge as well.
I'll go different. Give me Landon Jackson.
6'4", 280.
6'4", 280. Seventh best speed at the combine with that size too.
All right, what's it gonna be?
Give him to me.
Tommy wants Birch. I'll go Landon Jackson.
Trade it out. I'm calling it right now.
Luke wants Jack Sawyer.
Xavier Watts.
Xavier Watts, I like it.
I think Xavier Watts goes here.
Pete, Noah, who you got?
I like Winston.
He's going Winston.
I'm going to go, oh, man. Darius Alexander from Toledo.
Oh.
I'll play on the commercial.
Taking the best available on the board.
Yep.
Martian wants Watts.
I really don't want another injury-prone safety back there again.
Brandon Swinson.
And the second round.
I think he means Kevin Winston, but yep, here we go. Watts, pick is in.
Let's go with Jeff Winston.
And of course, commercial.
Yep. We get the commercial. Sure. I'm going off the board. We're going off the board. Give me Cam Scatterbo. Cam Scatterbo!
That'd be great. He runs hard as shit.
He does run hard as shit.
He runs hard as shit.
Yep.
And who cares that he went down before the game and had a couple of brewskis with the family before the bowl game? He still balled out. No.
And no Shador in round 2.
Nope.
No.
Unless Howie's got a trick up his sleeve.
There's no way. I would lose my mind.
Oh, Allen's announcing the pick. That'll be fun.
Yeah. D-tackle.
Most likely probably be a defensive lineman for sure.
Yeah, it's just a shame because there's a big run, that big run on tackles.
Yeah.
But there's still good players on the board up front. I don't know where else they would go. I mean, I could see them maybe go with like the kid from East Carolina, Ravel.
The kid from Texas too, safety.
But he only played 3 games in 2024. He tore his ACL, right?
Fast.
Who'd you say, Luke?
The safety from Texas can fly.
Mukuba?
Yeah.
Andrew Mukuba?
He can fly. Yeah. I don't hate that. I like him honestly better than Winston. I just don't trust Winston to stay healthy ever.
4.4?
Oh, yeah. That's
4.45 at the combine. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the free safety and Nickelback, right? So I wonder does he sing?
Well, listen, he tied the SEC in interceptions with 5 of them. So
I like him more than Winston personally.
I like that.
I would still I still like Sawyer a little bit better.
Danny Stutzman. Let's go. Linebacker, Oklahoma, old school linebacker.
I like Xavier Watts too, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they go safety here.
I can see safety going here now. The more I'm thinking about it, because there's some good ones on the board. There really is. And with the run of everything else,
all right, Buka, Watts, or Sawyer. I feel like that's got to be the three.
I like Makuba or Watts because Watts takes the football away a ton too. I mean, 13 picks in 2 years. 13 picks and 13 breakups in 2 years. That's a lot of ball hawking, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Right, guys. There's like levels of this shit.
I feel like
we need a ball hawk after the loss of CJ DJ.
I know it's going to hurt a lot of people.
I love it. Let's go.
I just feel like I feel like they're going to get cute with safety because they know they have Justin Simmons sitting out there waiting for a call, right? You know what I mean? So they might have that trick up their sleeve where they don't necessarily have to go there. But look at Bo all dressed up and everything. He did his hair. He's wearing a
Get
suit.
this guy off the TV.
Who are you?
Oh, there we go.
Different
safety.
I didn't get it yet. I didn't get it.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
I
know it's a safety now. Thanks.
All right.
Well, that's fine.
I didn't say it.
Interesting.
Or is it right?
Let's go. Let's go, Luke. All right, let's go. Let's go. We wanted one of the two. One of the two. Mabuka.
I like it. I can fly.
I like it. Let's do it.
I love a guy who can fly back there.
All right, Justin Simmons, shut your mouth.
We need the replacement.
Yeah, he's done.
I'm gonna go up and Will Smith you. Keep my team out your mouth.
That's good.
Who was it?
Yeah, we needed a safety.
Andrew Makuba, safety out of Texas.
Okay.
Dang.
We needed a safety. It was important, and a guy who can fly. And hit enough. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. I think it's a guy who can come in and compete for a chance to
90.4
play.
PFF grade.
He's going to have a chance to come in and play right away. And I love the biggest part of it again is I love going back with the pedigree schools. I love going back to the schools the last ones left standing, right? The top 10 in the country. Guys who play meaningful football. Guys who play in big games. That matters. It matters. It matters. And it's not the end all be all, right? It doesn't always make a guy really good, but he's got all that ability to be really good. And he's a ball hawk, which we need, right? We talk about how do you replace it, right? As soon as I came on, we started yelling about CJ GJ. And how do you replace it? Well, here you go. It's how you replace it. This is why I love Howie. This is why I love the change of the guard of Howie Roseman. The evolution of Howie Roseman. Been special to watch. He's been listening.
He gone through puberty at a late age, right? His balls dropped. He started to grow some facial hair, and he started to grow up. You don't become a top 10 Eagles podcast in the area, right? without Howie listening. Okay, there's no way. It's all we do is help guys out.
No way. I've been yelling big schools for a decade as we continue to go to TCU, but we're back, baby.
Mark, Watts has been injured a lot, so I understand why they go over Watts. I'll take it. Sean likes it. Jeff likes it. Looks like a carbon copy. Bryce likes it. Angry Bears doesn't like it. Thinks he's kind of small. Jinx likes it. Swoopy says that was what Luke did.
Oh, who said small?
Give me 1 second. Morris. Best part about it is he is a Paul Heyman guy. So there we go. Angry Barry says he's kind of small.
Yeah, so is Brian Branch. How's that aging?
He's 5'11". He's not. I wouldn't say he's that small. He's also 186. Pop you on your ass.
Yeah,
doesn't really matter. Yeah.
If you're small, you're not playing in Texas.
Yeah,
you're not competing at that level. You know, so in certain schools, I don't think you can be undersized and play at a high level.
No.
Yes, please do that. If somebody wants to do that, Martian, I would love it. Because at that pick, when the day that happened, a lot of us were confused and angry and confused some more.
Yeah.
And we didn't know what was going on.
That's what you said before you came on. We would have had the same reaction had they taken Jalen Milroe, right? If they in the second round, right? Like roles reversed. We're still having that same one.
Well, I think that's even harder right now. Like if they did that, you're like, whoa, what do they know? What did he do? What did he do?
Well, now that we know the first one, now you're like, all right, what happened? What happened?
All what happened is,
Marleek, we wanted a safety. We got a safety. I'll take it. Absolutely, Marleek.
And the two positions that are left needed, right? The two positions that you can say left are up front and offensive line, right? Somewhere like some depth, right? Knowing that, the kind of coaches you have up there too, and their ability to get the most out of guys. Yep. So these are always areas where they've done a great job of drafting up front on both sides of the football. Third round on, right? Milton Williams, third round pick. Okay, there's a track record. There's a track record of offensive linemen being later too that have a significant role. Yep. So this is where the Eagles make their money. This is why they've always been good up front. So from here on out, I'd be shocked they go elsewhere. Now you might see a receiver or other things like that, right? A corner.
Yeah, they got 4 picks left. 5 picks left.
5 picks. 3 of those picks are up front in areas, guaranteed. 3 of those picks right up front.
Probably 2 defensive, 1 offensive.
Oh, maybe not. Maybe 2. Because I can see it.
There's Alexander. Alexander went to the Giants.
I think this is the tight end round if it happens. I think we'll find out in round 3. This is it.
March, we picked last pick in the 3rd round.
Yep.
So pick 32, unless he moves.
Yeah. Well, I'm really happy what our personnel did with this draft thus far. We addressed the linebacking position a bit in the 1st round, and then you come right back. Right, you come right back, get a safety to replace CJ, GJ, ball hawking safety at that. I definitely think
the Chiefs trade up.
Most of your free agent and / trade losses were on the defensive side of the ball, so I'm really glad that we're able to sew up to rejuvenate the defensive side. I think it's a great job by Howie and the staff.
And what's funny, is Ryan and I talked about this last night, right? Like, we're sitting there at a time right now, as a fan base with an organization to where there's a lot of us that are just like, Howie, just go do you, right? Like, even if it doesn't make sense in the moment, like we all kind of have a little bit of trust in Howie, which is a good thing, but also kind of a scary thing from a fan base because we're not usually like this, right? Like, we have to almost hate every decision being made just to keep him on his toes. But he's been so good. He's been so good recently, especially in these early rounds of being able to find talent and being able to translate it to the next level.
Well, it's a significant change when we actually took a linebacker in the 1st round for the first time since 1979. All right, we brought back Zach Bond, for God's sakes, on a contract.
Pay the running back.
Right, paid a running back. So
twice.
Paid him twice. Yeah.
Yeah, the Ryan said last
Tommy always draft a linebacker. Paying running backs now is insane.
You have to be strong up the middle. And Tommy has said it for years. And I think
SEC, baby.
Sean, the Giants are building a crazy defensive line. And they were already good. They were already pretty good, especially on the defensive line.
Yeah. They were. I mean, again, copycatting the formula.
I wonder, though, is Thibodeau really available?
No, they just picked up his 5th year. They just picked up his 5th year option.
Did they? Okay.
Yeah.
I heard before the draft, you heard rumors that he was available, but I'm like, man, I know he's not necessarily lived up to the hype that they hoped he would, but he's been pretty effective for him.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, like, I'm not saying we should be scared of him at all, especially not anytime soon. But I really, really like what they've done in the last 2 days. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm with you, Luke. I think they're And even if you have questions of Jackson Dart, right? Like I know Tommy does, right? But Brian Daboll's a quarterback guy, right? So if there's anybody that picks him,
I think he was the second best guy, but I truly believe that he was close to being the first, like the best guy.
Yeah, and that's fine.
He was the best player coming out of high school. He was the best player coming out of high school. Could have went anywhere, went to USC. and then the coach got fired, and Lincoln Riley came in, and he brought in Caleb Williams. He could have went anywhere in the entire country, and he went to Ole Miss. He can ball. He can ball.
No, listen, he can play. I just think in big games, his completion percentage has been shit. So
That's 100% sure.
That's where.
Well,
I'm
I think that's a Lane Kiffin thing. He doesn't win the big game ever.
Brian Dib wasn't one shit either.
Yeah,
I'm looking Luke, I'm not disagreeing with anything you're saying. I can't give them love on every one of their picks. I refuse.
I'm not scared of them. I'm not saying I'm scared of them at all. I'm not.
But it is a good pick for where they got Jackson Dart and what they needed. Like all hater aside, good pick. Obviously, their other first home run. All right, and
they have the best defensive line in the NFL.
Yeah.
Like it's serious how legit their defensive line is.
And I think where I think
the best offensive line. That's the only thing saving grace for us right now because you are spot on. They are now. Granted, one's a rookie, and there's going to be learning curves there. Even if you're special, usually
thanks, Marleek.
There's
appreciate you, brother.
A little bit, Marleek. You too, brother. You know, there's always a little bit of a learning curve. You would think for a rookie.
Where I think it makes even the most sense for them with Dart, though, is like I said last night. You have Wilson, you have Winston. Like he doesn't have to play right away. He can literally sit there and do what probably most rookie quarterbacks should do and hold a clipboard for 6, 8, 10, 12 weeks.
He's going to be the emergency quarterback for, the majority of the season.
Stacking defensive guys on the line. Yep.
All right, boys, I'm going to be back. I'm going to get
I know. We'll see you in a bit.
Yep.
All right.
Here, how do I?
Lions straight up again.
Did they? With what? Vegas?
Oh, that's weird. They traded up a few.
I don't think
picks.
it's a reach, Mike. I don't think it's a reach. I think it's a huge upside here and a guy who flies around the football field. And I think
you're good. I got you.
I think when you have quarterbacks in this division that can flat out run around and move, I think what you did in the first round here really solidifies.
Oh, there goes Fannin. Shit.
Really solidifies the ability.
Oh, shit.
The ability to spy, right, and the ability to have eyes on the quarterback. I mean, you went out and got two guys who are one guy definitely Swiss Army knife in Jihaad Campbell. Okay, he can do a little bit of everything in the front seven area besides D tackle, right? But he can play off the edge and he can play linebacker. And then Makubu, is a guy who flies around the football field too. So you went and got two guys who fly around the football field in a division where you're going to be going against guys who can run around, right? Yeah. We talk about Russell Wilson in New York. Okay, if he's our starter, he can move around still a little bit. Jackson Dart can, and Jameis will throw you 10 picks. Okay, all right, there's that team. Washington, we know what Daniels is, right? And we know he moves around, and we know what Dak is when he's healthy too. Yeah. But Dak can move around the pocket as well. So I think they're for where we got both of these guys. I mean, if you're not happy right now, nothing will make you happy. Nothing will ever make you happy. You got two guys from power schools that were significant pieces to their defenses, and one guy's a Saban guy. So if you don't fall in love with Saban guys on the defense side, I can't help you. Okay, and the other guy was in a team that was playing for a national title.
Yeah, I heard. I wasn't listening to it last night, but I heard today the praise that Saban gave him last night. Right,
Campbell.
That pick.
I didn't hear it yet.
It was. I heard it on. I think it was the Fanatic earlier today, and he was just singing his praises for a couple minutes. I'm just like, you know what? If nothing else, that dude knows talent. Like, I'm going to trust that guy. So let's
look at the success I've had going to that school too. Devontae Smith, Landon Dickerson, Tyler Steen. Where else? I know I'm probably missing guys, but. And maybe I'm not.
Those are the three recent ones, yeah.
Yeah, they're the three recent ones. And then look at the success I've had at Georgia. So when you look at the success you have at some of these schools, why not go back to the power schools? Doesn't mean you can't hit a Toledo like you did with Q. Doesn't mean there's not an Iowa. Iowa was a Power 5 school, though, in my opinion. Okay? I don't think when you talk about the defense side of the football, Iowa was anything to mess around with.
Well, there was 26 of the 32 first-round picks came either from the SEC or the Big Ten.
Yeah, as they should.
So there's two power conferences.
Yeah, there's no Power 5 anymore. There's Power 2.
It's Power 2.
Because
what a
half the
side piece.
Pac-12 is now in the Big Ten or SEC.
Yep.
You're right. It is a power 2 now. Power 2.5. Right.
Yeah.
Middlebrook fan. What up, Bill?
Yeah, you got what?
So I thought we'd
A couple
take.
teams out of the ACC.
We need a safety. But see, Bill, I think 64 was too high for Fanning. Fanning is exactly where he went in the third round. I thought he was a third round tight end.
This is why I like the Eagles. Because
but there's a lot of options out there for tight end.
You have to trade Goddard. Like Goddard became this thing you have to trade, and I get it and all this stuff, right? But there's nothing stopping from drafting a tight end next year, going signing one, right? Or signing him back on a cheap deal because he's always banged up, right? So I mean, the Eagles hold the leverage here. So to me, it's like I'm not going to go reaching for. Not saying you guys are saying this, right? But I'm just not going to go reaching for a damn tight end just because he's coming up on his last year. I'm not last year of his deal. I can't be scared as a general manager. I got to know the cards I hold too. And I think this is what makes Howie Roseman better than a lot of other ones. Because now I don't got to go reaching for a tight end and draft the 5th best one available and now hope I get lightning in a bottle. Because at this point of the draft, that guy's going to lack one of two things. Either he's going to be not a good enough pass catcher or he's not a good enough blocker. So then I'm getting Grant Calcaterra. So okay, right? You know what I mean? So to me, after I get out of the first round of like elite tight end down, usually, then after the first 2 or 3 guys go, what am I really getting? Makes sense. After like the top 2 tight ends go, now I'm in a crapshoot. Usually in most drafts.
Plus, there's legit guys that are already in the league that are available, right? Yeah, Michael Mayer from Vegas. We talk about Cole. I talked about Cole Kmet now that they went tight end in the first round, right? Like maybe he's available. He's 26 years old. He needs to get paid. I'd rather, we'd probably rather pay a 26-year-old than a 30-year-old, right? And then
not necessarily because I can give the 30-year-old a 2-year deal.
Well, sure. I mean, if he wants to do that,
it's not about what he wants. It's about what his market's going to give him.
Well, right, but he's still going to want to
short term. I don't think there's any world better than Dallas Goedert next season.
No,
agree.
I just don't. As of right now.
Agreed. I don't know why they would do that. This year, like I don't know why they would trade him on draft night. I don't know why any of those talks are happening when you hold the leverage. Like if he just had a monster year, right, and was healthy the whole year, I get it. Then I get D on him. I get trying because we're not going to be able to pay him. But he's the guy you're going to be able to pay because he's never been healthy for a full 17 or 16 games. He never has. So nobody's going to pay him top dollar tight end money, regardless if the talent's there or not. But they're truthfully in this league, when healthy, there's not a better two-way tight end. There's not a better two-way tight end in terms of his blocking ability and his catching. That doesn't mean there's guys who don't catch it better or maybe block better, right? But his dual threat with that, outside of Travis Kelce like 2-3 years ago, that's who he essentially is. There's other guys who will catch it at a higher rate. Obviously, the kid Bowers from Vegas is a pimp, and we all knew that already. But he's young, so I'll give him. I'm not going to put him over a guy that's done it for a bunch of years now, even though he's been banged up. If he puts together a full season, he's talked about as the best tight end in football. Him, Kittle, and like he already is when he plays. Because every time he plays, he has an impact. Every time he'll get a big catch for you. He'll run a guy over, he gets hurt. He gets hurt too much, but that's where the Eagles win. That's where they win. That's why it's great. Hey, play 12 game next year because then nobody's going to pay you top 5 tight end money. Nobody's going to do it.
I still every once in a while I go back and I watch him stiff arming whoever that was from the Packers 3 times get into the end zone. It's a great video.
It is a great video, and we forget it because he is banged up so much.
Yeah,
or we get the big blocks he has and all that. Like in an offense that I lose coordinators and etc. I got to keep guys. I got to keep as much together as I can keep going in the next year. Make sense? I think you guys will agree with me on that one too. Like I got to keep this core around so they have the trust of each other. Because if you got the trust of each other, it's going to be easier to work with a coordinator. Which I can't believe we have another new one, which is amazing. But that's for another day.
Yeah, like I'm not even the biggest Dallas Goedert guy. I never understood why you needed to trade him. I could kind of understand it in the sense that, he's hurt a lot. Maybe you want to get younger at the position. Maybe you're being cheap. You don't want to pay him. But I'm like, if you weren't getting like top tier value back for him, it just didn't make sense.
Yeah, it's just the only reason they were looking at trading them is just because that's what you do for guys in the last year of the contract
Right.
that have no money guaranteed to them. That's why they traded CJ, right? Because he came in looking for more money, and you almost half expect Dallas Goedert to hold out for another deal. So instead of dealing with a holdout, you deal them, right? That's
Right.
the only
So
reason
that was my
there.
next question. That was my next question: are we expecting him to hold
Yeah.
out? Because I kind of am.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, I feel like he has almost every right to hold out after last season, how it ended.
Yeah, I mean, and I think both players, both sides of this necessarily have a little bit of leverage, right? Because
Yeah.
As Tommy said, and as we've all agreed, when he is healthy, he is one of the top end tight ends. But then from the Eagles' standpoint, is you're not always healthy. So which side are we going to go with, right? But as the agent stuff like that, and the money side of the game, that's why the talk of the trade is there. Is just because he has no money guaranteed to him this year. He obviously wants some guaranteed money going into this year, and he wants an extension. So that's where the conversation comes to play. Billy says he led the country in yards. Fanning, yeah. But Fanning definitely never blocked a soul in his life, just like the kid Ferguson from Oregon, right? So to your point,
Bowling Green.
Yeah. I mean, he didn't block a soul. And trust me, Luke and I watched Bowling Green get torched.
Me and you. Play fucking me and you. And we're talking about leading the league in yards.
Yeah, it's like Mike Green leading the country in sacks for Marshall. Like, come on.
Cool. I mean, seriously, like led the country in yards. Led the country. He played against freaking mailman and freaking milk delivery guys. Like they said.
I think he is a unique receiver, but I don't think that you can trade Dallas Goedert and say that he's going to be your number one tight end. I feel like he's kind of not a liability, but I don't know if I trust him every down blocking.
He is. I would say he's a liability blocking. Yes.
I didn't want to go. You're probably right. So I'm probably good.
You don't want to go there? I'll go there. Right?
Yeah, I'm pretty good on that.
He is a one-dimensional tight end.
He's a very unique receiver and weapon, and I feel like for a team like Cleveland to take him, for a team like that to take him, I think is that makes a ton of sense. They could use a guy like that.
Yeah,
and Cleveland, when you look at their offense, right, they want to run the football and they do a lot of two or three tight end sets.
Yeah.
So you put him up, you put him next to Njoku. The only problem is you're going to have Kenny Two Gloves and Flacco throwing you the football for a year before you pull in Arch or Drew, depending on where they want to go.
They might be better than people expect just because I think more people are willing to fight and willing to play for Two Gloves or even Flacco as opposed to Mr. Touchy McTutcherson.
Pete, that might have been your worst take of all time.
What are you talking about? I think it's a solid take.
It's Kenny Two Gloves.
I'd rather fight for Two Gloves than freaking Deshaun Watson.
Once they drafted Fanning, they threw all the offensive weapons up there, and just seeing Kenny Two Gloves at the start of it just made me die laughing. It's like everything else. To your point, though, everything else kind of looked like a functioning NFL franchise, and then you go.
Flacco was like 1 billion years old when they made the playoffs, and they played way better for him than they did Watson.
Yeah, but
I'm not saying
Flacco's a flash though at this point in his career, right? Like he'll give you 2-3 games good, but then once people start seeing him again, then they're like, we know how to get to Joe Flacco.
Yeah. Well, what are they trying to do anyway? They're trying to lose games.
They are. Yeah, they're just trying to set themselves up for next year.
Well, the great thing about them getting another first-round pick is that they're set up anyway. So even if they have a top 10 and the other first is God forbid for their sake they make the playoffs, right? And they're right, which is not going to happen. But then they still have 2 first-round picks, which will get them up to where they need to get to, in my opinion. Right?
Come on, Dynasty. Come on, bro. Come on.
No, I don't. I mean, I agree with Pete though. Like they fight better for those guys than Deshaun.
No, oh my God. let's really go back to those games, shall we? Remember that Washington game where we only went down the field because he underthrew AJ Brown by 20 yards with the bailout PIs
With the
every
PI.
other play because you can't throw it that far. Like, get the hell out of here. Those are the most bailout drives of all time.
Hey, man, he put
He
up points.
stinks.
Easy there, Brinks Jr.
Dynasty's laughing with us.
We don't have a third, I don't think, but my boy
We do.
Sawyer keeps dropping.
Yeah, we do.
We do have a third.
Keeps on. Oh, we
Yeah, we have
do?
96.
Yeah, we have literally 96,
we have
32.
two fifths.
Oh, do we not have we don't have a fourth? Is that what it
no, no.
is?
No,
We have three
have-
fifths. We had 2 fourths, so we traded. I think we traded one of the
Okay.
fourths.
We'll
for
be
the
using
other.
a fifth to get up
Pull it up.
here somewhere.
Yeah, so we had
Okay.
four fifths, and I think we got rid of one.
And we'll probably get rid of another one to get up here. I bet.
Yeah,
somewhere.
yeah. Or maybe trade down and one of
So
those
I'd rather,
spots to get a
I'd rather
six.
only have one. I'd rather only have one fifth and move up more into the third round more times and get more opportunities to really get guys that can come in and contribute right away than more and more projects, which you're going to get in the fifth round. Like, I'd rather only have
Landon
one fifth round pick.
Jackson.
Give me one fifth round
You just
pick.
go here to the Bills.
Yeah.
That's a
Right,
good
you guys
pick for
agree
them.
with that? 1 5th round pick? Like, just give me one. I don't need.
Yeah.
I don't need 3 of them. Do
We
I
don't
have
need
3 right
three.
now? I still got
Huh?
3 right. We have 3 right now.
Yeah, we have 3 right now.
Then we only had 2.
We have 25, 29, and 32.
Oh yeah, 25. Yep, 29 and 32. So I mean, I would move both.
No,
of
they're
them.
not even great fives, right?
No, but I would just move on from both of them like immediately for the third round. I would get up into the third round twice.
Yeah, if you could.
Well, you can't. You maybe can't do it twice, but you can definitely do it once.
If Milrow falls to the end of the third round, would you take him?
No.
I would take him in the 5th if I still had 3 fifths.
Yeah, I'd do that.
You got the Mormon missile.
mean,
I
why
might,
not just-
yeah, but he's
Why not get a backup that's like very similar
Yeah.
skill set?
Watts is still there too.
We do. You have
I would do
Dorian
that.
Green Beckham.
I would do that. I don't want Dorian Green backup.
Scatabo. I don't see them doing
I
that.
think Gerald Milrow can win me games though.
Yeah.
More than
I'd take him in
Green
the fourth if
I don't
he's there.
disagree.
Yeah. I'm
But
not
DJ
trying to do this conversation, but yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But,
I
but
said
at
the 5th.
least,
I
at
said
least,
the 5th. I said the
Because he's
5th.
yeah,
gonna
no.
be-
But at least we currently right now have someone that plays similar, right?
Yeah.
Like it's not Kenny Pickett and the Mormon missile, right? Like,
Yeah, well, the
I don't
Mormon
know if
missile
he
is
plays
heading
similar 'cause he
into
can't play.
well,
he's
true,
heading
true.
into year
Touche.
3 this year, and then you're gonna either have to extend him or you're gonna trade him or you're gonna let him walk.
Yeah, and it doesn't play similar because he stinks. So it's
Sure.
like there's no similarities besides he runs. You know what I mean? So
Who
Why
was
not,
that?
Swoop?
Vintage?
There's insane value right there. I would take him.
no, I'm saying
We-
I'm not saying Milrow. I'm saying Dorian Green, whatever. Whatever.
I even have this wrong name. It's not Dorian Green Beckham.
Yeah,
That's
I know who he's
receiver.
talking about. He's ass. He is
Yeah.
so bad.
Yeah. So I mean, I got no problem with your last 5th round pick if you keep all 3. Okay,
Was that Braylon Edwards up on the draft board?
it's a good pick for the Jets, though. Right here,
Yeah.
I like them. Well, I didn't expect them to go that comp, but yeah.
Oof.
He's
Mom
holding.
can't get out of the can't get out of the sofa. Good Lord.
Yeah, well, I don't like the first clip of you. You're holding.
Yeah. Right.
The first- Not ideal, babe. Yeah, not
Did you
ideal.
see?
Where's the flag? Where's
Did you
the
see
flag?
Did you see what the Falcons social media team did? They were like posting a clip of Jalen Walker, and he was like got annihilated. It was like a one clip. It was a 10-second clip, and they were posting, and he got killed in the ref. It's horrible.
10 picks away, Brinks. We're 10 picks away.
Yeah.
What Sanders? Somebody
Pittsburgh's
Sanders.
got 83.
Oh, Shador. You're talking about Shador. Got you.
Pittsburgh's got 83. TJ Sanders, if you're curious, did go in the second round. So
Do you know another team that would be I could see? I keep saying it. The next 2 teams up. I want to shock me.
Denver,
No, not Denver.
San Fran, Dallas.
San Fran, and Dallas.
Yeah, want to shock me.
Yeah. I think
give me other teams.
I hear you. No, you're right. I don't think
definitely would not shock me. Not even a little bit. They love
San Fran doesn't want to pay Brock Purdy what they are going to have to pay that.
I know this.
Why not? Did Deion play in San Fran?
Yes.
Yes, he did. All right. Okay.
And Dallas.
I know he played in Dallas and Atlanta. I wasn't sure about San
They definitely don't want to max out Brock Purdy.
Rod, they had him for 1 year, I believe.
Yeah.
Because he was in Dallas, I think went to San Fran and went back to Dallas.
Yeah.
Right, because he supposedly signed here, and that wasn't true. And we were all like running around thinking we got prime time, and we did not.
Mike, no, he's going to get
There's
drafted.
Zero chance. He's being taken most likely in the third round.
Marleek thinks it's the Steelers. I agree.
I agree, but I could see Dallas.
Got to be the Steelers.
I see Dallas.
Brink says Jerry can't help himself.
I would love it. That would make me so happy.
It would actually be a good pick. It would actually be a good pick for them.
It would for the value, yes. For the image,
fun.
no.
And let's be real. It sets up for when Schottenheimer fails in 2 years. You can pry Prime away from Colorado once he realizes the college isn't the way to go either.
They might be talking about him being fired by week 4 to make Prime time to coach.
Yeah, I was trying to be safe because I don't think Prime leaves right away. Colorado. I think he realizes he's got a good gig right now. And he's doing a good. And I think for what college football has become, he's not doing a terrible job. He just doesn't win.
If Shiloh gets taken before,
that'd be funny.
He can't even move.
Well,
you know what I mean?
I saw a meme where it said,
same hips.
Deion says Shiloh is his favorite son after
you
round
see
1.
The draft video where he's like, dude, if you're falling, what the hell is going to happen to me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
You're not getting taken. Oh, they got Drake Greenlaw?
Yes, Denver got Drake Greenlaw.
That's a good pickup. I forgot.
Denver's going to be pretty good this year.
As
long as Bo Nix continues to play ascending football.
I thought he was solid last year.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't go backwards, they're going to be pretty good.
I was rooting for them versus Buffalo because I was really interested to see what they're going to do.
Yeah, he's had no shot.
The most wrong I've ever been about any prospect was Bo Nix, by far. I thought he was going to think out loud. The only big game Franklin ever won was against him. So I just thought there'd be no chance.
He's in a good situation too.
College isn't always the ultimate teller, man. Tebow was the biggest winner there was, and he couldn't play a goddamn lick.
Hey, you want a playoff game?
He did win a playoff game.
Broncos pick's been 2 days.
Yeah.
What pick are we at?
74.
74.
We got ways to go here.
Prime is 10,000% coaching Dallas by Christmas if they take Shador.
I'll say week 1. There'll be something about Schottenheimer. You know what I mean? He was in a massage parlor.
I saw him hanging out with what's his face? Deshaun Watson.
He told players to shoot up before the game.
I think he was hanging out with Mike Green. I forgot they took Barron in the first round too. Their defensive backfield is going to be stacked.
Yeah. Yeah.
Monte Ball. He looks like he can still roll.
No, Mike, we're still available. We're chugging away.
Pat Bryant, Illinois.
That'd be a nice day. That'd be a nice third round pick.
Really, really, really good third round pick.
Pat Bryant. What are you doing, wide receiver from Illinois? Come on.
I don't know. If you get 10 touches at Illinois, it's probably hard to do, right? I agree with you, though. Especially his name, Pat Bryant.
Yeah, it's like that doesn't scare me. Who was the Illinois wide receiver many years ago? blanking. I gotta look this up because this is gonna drive me wild.
You don't always even have a quarterback.
Wide receivers in no quarterback, no. Well, yeah, I guess they did. They kind of did.
19 career tutties. So finds the end zone.
Brandon Lloyd is the guy I was thinking of.
Oh yeah, Brandon Lloyd, yeah.
Brandon Lloyd. He just shy of 2,500 yards in the NFL. Aurelius Ben's another good one. 2,200 yards. Well, good name. He wasn't actually really a good player. Pat Bryant, they're number 9 overall in terms of yardage. Number 9 overall wide receiver.
Nick Martin, Oklahoma State for the Niners. Linebacker. Cowboys on the clock.
Cowboys.
We're a trade away from getting on up for somebody.
I wonder if they do it.
Maybe.
Rink's already put $50 on Campbell to
That would
win
be
18 to win
unbelievable.
Defensive Player of the Year. Oh,
There
there's
you
that
go.
shot. There you go, Brinks.
By week 4, he's going to be like, he
he's
stinks.
He's breaking a leg in training camp. Oh yeah, Brinks will be ripping them by week 4, no doubt about it.
Yep.
Michael Conroy says Makubu looks ass on YouTube highlights.
You're watching YouTube highlights. What?
Mike Collins. Mike, by the way, thanks for being on here all night, brother. Appreciate all the comments, man. You've been rolling with us the last 2 nights. Appreciate it, brother. Give me Sawyer in the third.
Safety. Give me that.
Would be a great pick. Yeah, I mean, he's definitely the board. The board's fallen to what we need the last each round so far. So I don't anticipate it not falling our way again. Again, goes back to the team that we have, right? The core team that we have allows us to do different things at draft time, right? We don't have to necessarily jump for a need. We can allow stuff to fall to us and then react however we want to. So, I definitely think the board has fallen the way we that benefits us the most. I guess.
And pick the corner from
Dallas just took the ECU
East Carolina. Yep.
Now I guess we are really waiting for 83. I guess we really are waiting for 83.
Yeah.
For this charade to end. Mike said he loves this show. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it, man.
How could you say his highlights look like shit? I just went and just turned it on for a second just to be curious. And I think the third play, he killed the backup from Georgia. Like literally killed the backup from Georgia. So I mean, I don't know how at any point he looked like crap. And I think the first play was a walk-off interception. Like I don't.
He definitely himself. Mike redeems himself though. He goes, "You guys get the best sports talk in the city, better than WIP these days."
No, appreciate you, Mike.
Appreciate you circling back and coming back into the fam.
Mike's been watching for a while now. But my point is like that. Like most YouTube highlights are like, yeah, okay, it's a highlight. He was flying around the football field. So
who traded? Did Carolina trade?
Yeah, he's a hard hitter who doesn't let up touchdowns. Like, good in my book. Yeah.
Wow, down goes Boston.
Boston lose to the Magic?
Yep.
Angel, did you want another hurt secondary player in the second round? Because that's what you would have got.
What's up, Rob?
What's up, boys? Figure you need some fresh meat.
What can Brown do for you?
Everything, apparently. I just got home like 20 minutes ago.
Princely.
Oh, so they took Ravel. He's Dallas did. I didn't see
Dallas did, yeah. But I saw a trade pop up, so I was
Carolina went up with somebody.
Okay.
Whoever was after Dallas.
Yep.
I thought Yeah.
I think it was the Panthers.
No, they traded up, but I don't.
Yeah, I thought I saw. Yeah, I thought I saw the same thing, Pete. I thought they traded with themselves, but I must have missed the board. So, all good. Let me see.
So
if I can
what are they
find out.
saying about Shador? Like, why is this happening?
We're not.
The team just
Well,
not think he's
thankfully,
good.
we don't. I think it's a lot of things, right? I mean,
I think it's his skill. I think it's his willingness to take sacks. I think it's his dad. I think it's his attitude. I think it's the circus. I think it's just
I read
everything.
online that he was like a jerk off in all his visits.
Yeah,
true,
I'm sure
or
he
is that-
was. I'm sure there is a little bit of entitlement to it.
Did
I'm
you
a
see him
top
at
five.
see him at his party last night?
Yeah.
Oof,
Man.
that's not a good look.
Yeah, I was saying earlier, the only good thing about being on the pod and having the TVs muted is you don't have to hear either broadcast talk about him every pick.
This has been Mel Kiper for the last 2 days.
I
Yeah.
can't even. I
wonder how
NFL
much they
Network.
paid Mel Kiper.
They're
Yeah.
at least tolerable.
They traded with New England or from Atlanta through New England. So I think it was Atlanta that Carolina traded with. Another Ole Miss, right? It shows what happens when you build a program that's at the high end of the SEC. Ole Miss, I think it's like their fifth or sixth player taken in the draft.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
So Arizona, they're probably not going to take them.
It could, though.
I guess anyone could at this point.
What do you guys think about Sanders come here for backup? No thanks.
No.
Sure.
Dude,
In the fifth, if we take him in the 5th round, sure.
You guys think if Starks fell to us, Howie would have still picked Campbell? Pat, that's an interesting question. I don't know. That to me is like the question that I would ask Sam Hinkie. Was it always Joel?
Yeah, right.
Was it always Joel? I think it would have been an interesting decision to see where he went because I
still think it would have been Campbell because at 23 we knew they were trying to trade up and they were trying to trade up for Campbell and not Stark. So
what they said.
They say that now. Yeah, okay.
Like you're trying to trade up above Baltimore maybe because you knew you wanted Starks.
Right. They can say whatever they want.
But you absolutely could be right.
Campbell, like, you wanted him all along. He's the best.
Yeah.
Had him the whole time.
He's number 1 on our draft board the whole time.
Like make like a fake board real quick and like tweet it out.
I mean, maybe he was there. We don't know, man.
Well, what'd you guys think of Loveland going over Warren? Like, what's that about?
Stupid, but
I don't think it's as egregious as people think. I mean, going into the year, Loveland was the number 1 rated tight end, and then just Tyler Warren just had a monster year. So
Swoop.
I don't think it's egregious.
What good tight end am I getting for Jihaad Campbell? And I think Jihaad Campbell will have a better year this year than last year.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's no reason. A, there's no reason to trade Dotson, and B, you're not getting anything for him.
Yeah, he's 1 year left in his deal.
It's 1 year.
Unless you're swapping him for Mayer.
But I don't think Vegas is doing that because
what
has Dotson proven? And I'm not trying to shit on the guy, but what has he proven so far as a first round bust at this point that he's worth anything in a trade value?
Yeah, he was a great college player 3 years ago. That's
again, I think the Eagles paid the highest that you're going to pay for Dotson, and it paid off. So you can't talk shit about it, right? We won a Super Bowl. And he had a huge play in it. So I just don't think there's any value though. Like he's not getting Michael Mayer. He's not getting Cole Kmet, or I mean, he might get you Kyle Pitts.
No,
just because you're trading two guys from the last year their deals. But
well, I'll tell you this: if the Colts didn't swoop
we're not
in
getting
there,
we're not getting Winston. We got our safety, Mike. We already got our safety. So
I'm good on Winston too.
Tommy's boy Birch just went or is about to go. Damn it, I spoiled it. My bad.
Then
I'm bowing out for the rest of the night, boys. Good shot, all right?
Pete. See you, brother.
Oh yeah, like if the Colts didn't swoop in, they had their pick. They didn't trade or anything. But if he got a past 14, I would have been salivating. Like, okay, you want to go get Goddard? You got 20 picks over the next 2 years.
Yeah, I was wondering that, Rob, as he started, like, Jets passed on him, Bears passed on him, and then he started, like, I think I was wondering how far past Indy he would have had to fall in if he was even on the board for the Eagles, right? To see where it's like, well, let's make a phone call here.
Yeah, literally.
Jason Taylor's on your board, then Tyler Warren's probably somewhere on there.
Yeah, like I tweeted probably like a minute or two before that they made that pick about like how far does he have to fall here?
Yeah, we got Sidney Brown, and then we just drafted someone. Angel. We drafted Mabuku, Andrew Makubu, from Texas. Yeah, my Cards are having a really good draft.
Yeah,
I thought they had a good draft last year too.
Yeah, Cards are having a good. They went defense, and you had Jordan Birch, who I know Tommy was looking at for our pick. To Josh Sweat and what they're already doing with that defense.
I think if he's still there, this pick is clear as day. It's got to be Sawyer. It doesn't make any sense. I don't care what combine numbers you bring up to me. The guy was the best defensive player on the best team in the country
at this point.
Borderline all year. Like I don't care what combine stat you have for me. It doesn't matter.
And that's the problem, right? Right, Luke? Like, you get to this part of the evaluation process, and you get to this part of the off season, and like what you see on tape doesn't matter anymore, right?
Yeah,
it's all like how long are your arms, how long are your legs, right? Like your measurables, and it doesn't matter because there's so many times where you look across, like you see some guy run a bad 40, but yet you can turn on tape and understand that guy is quicker in a game than he is running a straight line on a 40.
That's my favorite part. Well, he's not really a burner. Well, how come every time I watch him on TV, no one can
no one can catch him, right?
And turn on his highlight tape. Yeah. Turn on his highlight tape, and all his highlights are in the biggest games of the college season.
And just like Tommy mentioned with Jordan Birch, Sawyer, as much as I want to hate him, is always in the backfield too. Him and his counterpart, JT, blah, 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 right? They're always in the backfield. So, yeah, I mean, you're right. At this point, you're getting to the point of you just give me the guys that show out on tape. So be said, if Warren didn't go to Indy,
think Campbell is like a linebacker? Is he an edge rusher? Is he both?
I think he's going to be both.
He's hybrid. Yeah,
I think he's going to be both. I think. At least me personally, I think once Nakobe comes back, he's going to be more edge than anything. But I think early on, I think he might play a little bit more linebacker because we're going to need him to, right, Rob? Like, we don't have much depth at pure linebacker right now.
I mean, I wouldn't get your hopes up. That's a devastating injury very late in the season.
Oh, I'm fully expecting a 2-year recovery for Nakobe Dean. I'm fully expecting.
I feel bad for him, too. This would have been his contract year coming off a Super Bowl. And he was
I don't feel bad for him because we can sign him for cheap now. Right? We got everybody else breaking banks. We finally got a guy that's breaking himself so that we can sign him cheap.
Yeah, but now he's damaged.
Yeah, I think Campbell's more of a linebacker year one. More of like your spy guy, more blitzer type. They'll probably use him more in those types of roles.
So are we going safety again, brother? We're not going safety again. Come on.
No, we're not going safety again. Come on.
I wouldn't hate it.
We're going deep. We're going to the line here on one side of the ball or the other.
Oh, I would, because if you're really worried, again, I keep going back to the name, but like if you continue to be worried about safety, there's free agents out there that you could sign that could come in and start day one if that's where your real concern is. So if your concern is we need another safety, there's guys available.
This is where the Philadelphia Eagles have won drafts through the last 2 decades, in my opinion. When they have won drafts, when they've gone to Super Bowls or created teams that have been great for a long time, right? They've won these rounds. The 3rd round on, they won these rounds. They really have done a great job late in drafts. Up front. That's where they get their steals at. Look at them all, right? Yep. Look at all
Andy always won this part of the
draft. Always did, but look at 2 guys that
Always.
signed elsewhere this year, Rob. two guys you signed elsewhere were later round picks. Milton Williams, Josh Sweat. They're later round picks. They're not first, second round picks.
Yeah. Well, I think Milton was what, third round, fourth round?
Third round.
And Sweat was definitely fourth, maybe fifth round.
Yeah, Sweat
because he was coming off an injury.
I think Sweat was a 4.
A 4. So look what I'm trying to say here. We win drafts up front from here on. That's our track record. And what we luckily have been doing is winning up at the front end now, which we haven't done a great job of in years past. So now we're winning up. We're winning the first round, the second round, and we know what we do great in later rounds. Makes it a dangerous football team. Really does. So that's why I'd be shocked if it's not up front here, or either offensive line or defensive line. Shocked.
What are we, 96, 94?
Yeah, 96.
And if not the third round, I'd be shocked if 2 of the next 3 picks after aren't up front, right? Because it's really where we win drafts. We have for a long, long time.
And that's where we get, like Angel says, we got Hunt late last year too.
Yeah, this is where we're great at. We're great up front after the third round and on. We're great up front.
Does Tennessee take Shador and bring both the guys in?
Oh yeah,
that's what the Commanders did the one year when they did
RG3 and Kirk Cousins,
and then Shanahan tore his knee, and Shanahan was just like, "Yeah, let's get Kirk Cousins in there." They threw RG3 to the side like he was a piece of garbage.
As of right now, best offensive tackle available is Charles Grant out of William and Mary. He's 6'5", 311.
I can't take it right from William and Mary.
No, can't do it.
However, you would be taking him to start right away, right? So he'd be your
panties that he sniffed.
I hear you.
William and Mary.
Yeah, right.
I pull up his YouTube tape. He better be just flattening guys.
Best offensive guard is Miles Frazier from LSU.
Yeah, I'm looking at that guy.
He better be killing dudes.
317. It better look like Mike Tyson versus
right guard.
Primarily
played right guard.
Isn't that what we need?
Call at William and Mary.
Exactly what we need.
The ambulance is on call at William and Mary.
Miles Frazier, 6'6", 317, right guard.
Yep.
LSU.
And has left tackle experience too.
I like the blue blood schools up front, so you don't have to tickle me too much for LSU.
Also, the kid from I missed the guy from Purdue, but I don't want to take anybody from Purdue.
I don't want to touch Purdue. I was looking at the same thing.
He's small, 6'4", 303. I say small, right? But
he's 6'4".
But when you're next to 6'6", 317, you're small.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I just need another good backup on the outside.
Ty Felton's pretty good.
That I can grow.
If you want to go wide receiver.
I don't have a problem if they went wide receiver one of these picks.
I wouldn't hate it.
There's no problem with going and trying that in town because again,
I like the 6'1" too, though, Mike. Right? I like 6'1",
away, right? You're an injury away.
The wide receiver.
We really
4.3 speed.
We go draft the center from Georgia. He wasn't taking that. I don't think
he wasn't. Move Juergens back over to guard.
Yeah,
you solve your issue.
Yeah.
I just watched that Charles Grant guy on YouTube for a few 30 seconds maybe, and it kind of tracks. Like he was just throwing people around like it was Tyson versus an infant.
All right.
So at least if they pick him
At least people aren't getting handsy with him.
He was throwing James Madison dudes around.
He's going back 5 yards in pass protection.
He took this corner in the one clip and just threw him over the bench.
Okay.
Just
taking the Colonial Conference over.
Yeah, the Colonial Conference. Oh, Kevin Winston.
There you go.
There you go, Luke, Noah, Greg. We are. Rob.
Well, did that other safety from Penn State go? The guy the Eagles had in for the top 30, Reed?
That's just it. No, they had Winston in.
They didn't have Reed in?
No. Did they have both?
But no, they didn't. But I do think Reed has been a lot more consistent, at least being on the field and turning the football over. I don't really understand these mocks that have him going lower. Doesn't make any sense.
Mock drafts don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
It's got to be the size. That's all it's got to be, right? He's a couple inches taller than him. I think that's what it's got to be.
It doesn't make sense. Like they're on the same field playing the same teams, and the one guy looks better than the one guy, and it doesn't make any sense. I don't get it.
Here it is. Is this it?
This has got to be it, right?
Is this it?
Oh,
I'm waiting. I'm looking at TV. I'm not looking at the. Sorry, guys. I'm turning my back.
watching TV.
Yeah, I'm watching TV too.
But I'm looking at Ian Rappaport, so I don't know. All he's doing is talking, which is par for the course when Shedeur potentially is on the mind. Here we go. Pick is coming out. Oh boy. By the laughs, I'm thinking it's not him.
It is not him.
Ah!
Running back.
Ooh.
Damn it.
Who'd they go?
Damn it.
Scatterbo?
No. Damn it.
Well, I mean,
There goes my Jalen Warren
Yeah.
futures.
like if you're the coach of Shedeur Sanders next year, and you go 3-13,
Look at Lynn Swan flexing with the rings.
your job's
Look at
gone
you.
to Dion.
Hey, man. Caleb
Johnson, Iowa. That's a good pick. At this point, he's a really good running back.
Wow, second team All-American. That's pretty good.
Yeah, he was pretty good. He's a lot of the reason why Iowa's the only reason why Iowa's in a lot of football games.
That's a ridiculous run right
Well,
there.
Iowa's always been we're going to shut you down defensively and run the football and give you as few possessions as possible.
And that's
Yeah.
what
The
Pittsburgh
quarterback play
wants to do.
sucks ass.
And that's what
I
Pittsburgh
love the
wants
annual Iowa Illinois game. 5-3 final.
Yeah. Bet the unders of 10.
Yeah.
to do. He had 21 rush
74
TDs, guys.
punts.
He had
52
21.
3 and outs.
He had 21 rush touchdowns. last
Yo,
year
yeah.
In the Big Ten. That's absurd, actually.
That's like 1.8 a game.
Yeah, it's absurd. It's absurd.
Pat, I don't think he's got eligibility. And I don't know that anybody, once you retire your number, can go back and play.
This could be a Shedeur pick, too.
Tampa Bay?
Could be.
It definitely would fall under one of those teams that that shock people, right?
It doesn't shock me. I mean, how old is Baker now? In his 30s?
He's in his 30s. He's got to be in his 30s.
Yeah, like at some point, like
Mason Rudolph and Skylar Thompson is a bold strategy for a
or they
QB.
just think they can get him in the fourth now. You know what I mean? Or they just think they can get him.
Or
even
they
later.
must know Aaron Rodgers is playing, and he just hasn't made.
Or they just know nobody else is going to take him but them at this point. Who else is going to take him besides the Raiders? Raiders are the only other team.
Who's the Chiefs backup these days?
And Bucks took
Carson Wentz.
Number 11. Carson
Carson
Wentz.
Wentz.
No, he's a free agent. I thought.
Is
Yeah. I don't
could
think
see
anyone
Andy-
signed him.
Maybe Andy takes him under his wing. Maybe
QB
done it
factory.
before.
He definitely
Watch
has.
it be us. Watch it be us.
Nah, do we have touchdown Tanner?
There was a lot of thoughts out there that he might get moved today. Because you have QB needy teams, and they saw what he did in the game, and people really.
Wow.
I would take Shedeur.
Nah, I'm so good. Everything off the field, I'm so good.
I'll
Rams
take
at
him.
90. Rams at 90.
I'm so good.
I'm joking. I don't want him either.
Surprised the Eagles not traded up.
I am okay.
I don't think they have to trade up, Angel. I think
Who's
they're letting the
gonna trade?
board fall to them the way it has the first 2 days, and they're good with it that way.
Can't believe the Texans have 3 Iowa State wide receivers.
That doesn't bode well.
Not a pedigree.
Yeah.
Not a wide receiver factory. Well, the Chiefs wanted somebody because that pick was quick.
I love all these terms.
Noel
at this time.
Williams from California. Imagine trading up for a quarterback from Cal. It's like he ain't covering nobody.
Like, what is that highlight right there? The guy threw it right to him. Like, like
He's feisty and fearless.
I
He had a
love these
pick six
terms.
against Cam Ward. That was his claim to fame.
Oh, in the Miami Cal game last year.
Did you see the Patriots guy? They picked Kyle Williams out of Washington State. The first highlight they showed, he just burnt Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
Like, okay, that's a highlight right there.
Well, he played 2 years with Cam Ward at Washington State.
What colleges didn't Cam Ward play for?
I think he's only played for 3.
That's it. That's where we're at with college sports.
Well, at least it's not.
That's where we're at.
At least it's not the one college basketball player that's been to 14 schools in his last 14 years, going back to high school and middle school.
Oh my God, this NIL stuff, it's just ruined everything. They took it way too far.
Yeah,
NCAA tournament sucks. The college football playoff was atrocious. Just
it's only gonna get worse.
Only now they got 20 mil to spend on their programs. Well, that's why the guy went from Maryland for basketball. That's why the guy went from Willard. He went from Maryland to Villanova. He's like,
yep,
Nova. They're not pumping any money into football. I get a whole 20 mil.
Yeah.
Let's go.
He's an asshole though. Willard.
Yeah, didn't he say like, I'm not going anywhere, and then left like the next day?
He forced the Maryland athletic director basically out the building by saying, "This is what I want. This is what I want," and he won't give it to me. So then they fired him. And then Kevin Willard then was talking behind Maryland's back during March Madness and during the Big Ten tournament. They fired the AD for him. Then he left, and now they have no athletic director, and they didn't have a coach. So he's an asshole, and none of his players followed him there. So that goes to show you all you need to know about that guy.
Well, as a follower,
I'm a Maryland basketball fan, if you couldn't tell.
Can't be worse
Fuck
than
that guy.
Kevin Neptune or Kyle Neptune, whatever that Stu Nod was, they let take over for Jay Wright.
Yeah, Neptune, yeah.
Yeah, he sucked.
Just has his best point guard play off the ball the whole game. Like, dude. But yeah, I love all these terms. I love all these terms at draft time. Yeah, the arm talent, the twitch.
Yeah.
Whistle to whistle.
Yeah.
High motor.
Whistle. Yep. Whistle. Yeah. That's a big one.
I'm missing
staff
some.
sheet stuffer.
Sneaky athletic.
Sneaky athletic. Another one.
Like what they put up again, Tom's boy from Cal that just got picked by the Chiefs. Like, what was it? Rangy and feisty.
Yeah.
You just say he's not that good.
Yeah.
Say he's not that good.
Yeah, it's like he's got.
We don't know a lot about him because he's not that good.
Yeah, it's like when they say like, "Oh, he's got a lot of heart," though. Like, okay, that's something people say when someone sucks.
Yeah,
or something sucks.
It's it kind of goes back to like
a lot of heart, high motor.
Yeah, it goes back.
Well, they're
to
watching the highlights for the first time, just like us.
Yeah, they are.
YouTube it.
Yeah,
you know, like I kind of hearken it back to like that scene in Moneyball where it's like, well, if he can hit good, why doesn't he hit good? Right? Like, you know, he's got these intangibles. Like he had, I forget, somebody got picked in like the first round, like 15, and like he only had like 5 career sacks in like 3 years. I'm like, well, yeah, you're an edge rusher in the first round. Like, okay, cool. So if he's got all these good talents and everything, like, well, why didn't he do anything? And like it was like a reach or whatever. But at this point,
it was like that. His name from Penn State last year, Chop Robinson.
Yeah,
he got picked by Miami. It was like, oh
Beast.
Yeah, he's a freak. He's this. He's that. He started 3 years at Penn State. He had like 11 career sacks.
Yeah.
Well, what do we do?
Well, yeah,
he's give me a dub in
so
3
good.
years.
Why is he not playing really well?
Yeah, because everybody thinks they can get something out that somebody else couldn't.
Right. Well, he is a beast. He was great until he tore his ACL. He was great.
Especially on draft night. You know what I mean? On draft night, everybody thinks they can get something out of you that somebody couldn't.
Yeah, and that's why when Jack Sawyer is currently the 5th best edge rusher available, let that make any sense to me. Because in every big game, he's showed up.
What was his
So I'll
numbers
keep
last
saying
year,
it.
Luke?
I'll
Luke,
keep
what was his
saying it all
numbers
night.
last year? What was his numbers?
You know,
last
he has 22 and a half total sacks as
Over the
in
last 2
college
years.
for Ohio State. So I'm pretty sure something tells me he'll do just fine getting to the quarterback. And
Yeah.
we're talking in the third round.
That's probably in limited snaps, or like he's not playing every down because of the guys they got there. They're probably rotating him in and out.
He scored that touchdown and fucked my under in the national championship game, so I don't like him.
The semis.
I don't like him at all. He's killed us, but
Yeah, but he's
I'll
good.
take him.
He's always all over the
Yeah,
field. Every
it's-
time I turn over Ohio State the last 2 years, I feel like that's all I see is him flying around.
Yep.
So I like guys like that when I watch TV, I remember them. When I watch you on TV and I don't have to go rewatch the draft class, if I remember seeing you, that's a good sign.
Do you guys ever watch like old college games, like on whenever they're on? They're on the SEC network. They're on,
Yeah, I have. Yep.
and like I was watching the one time. It was like Michigan State versus Ohio State, and like Malcolm Jenkins just dominated the game. It's just like,
Yep,
that's
he's
why
good.
he went in the first round, and it worked out for the Eagles. And well, he started with the Saints, but came here, did New Orleans, changed positions. Like, that's why. Because I turned on the TV and he's got like pick 6, he's got another pick, he's got a sack.
Yeah. All over the football field. Like we just said about our second round pick. Right? A guy
That was a bad example by me because he went in the first round. But you guys catch my drift.
Yeah, but no, it isn't, because when you turn on the TV, is a guy all over the football field. That's what matters. Your numbers and your combine and all that shit doesn't matter. It matters when listen, if it shows up on tape and you have all those things at the combine, okay, then it matters, right? But it doesn't matter if you show up on tape every Saturday, okay, or Thursday or Friday or whatever the hell day you're playing. It doesn't matter what your numbers are if your numbers in those games mean you're all over the field. Like instincts and technique, right? And just being a football player matter. To what Luke's point is about Sawyer.
Instincts, technique, want to.
Yeah.
What if Jacksonville takes Shadur right here and they get both?
That'd be awesome, actually. That'd be awesome. And that'd be a place too where he could be successful. I think he's better in the warmer climate or the closed door. You know what I mean? The neutral climate. I think he'd be a better fit there. I don't dislike Shadur. I think Shadur can play. I think whoever gets him now got a steal.
Yeah, on the field, I really don't hate him at all. He's definitely worthy of higher than a 4th round pick.
Oh,
Yeah, I kind of feel bad that he hasn't been drafted.
Me too. I'm starting to feel bad too because he didn't do anything egregious. It's not like he was in a massage parlor. He's just a flashy kid because now they allow kids to make a ton of money. And he comes from a dad who was flashy. So that's what I don't understand about it. Right? Like Deion was flashy and it got held against him, but he still went in the first round. But now it's getting held against his son, like in a big way.
It's the position. No one likes.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's the right thing, the right point of view, but
It's got to be his dad, though, at this point. Like, the teams don't want Deion hanging over the team's head if they
There's
pick
no
the
way
kid.
it's his dad. There's no way it's a first
What
ballot
else
Hall
is
of
it?
Famer that is a well-respected college coach too and recruiter. There's no way. There's no way because he don't want people hanging all over his program.
Yeah, but he ain't going to be at Colorado when his kid gets drafted and he's in a situation where the team's struggling and they need a coach. He's going to be coaching there.
When you go this late, though, you might not go to a team that's struggling. That's the other side. You might go to a good organization.
True.
Caleb Ransaw, cornerback, Tulane.
I think
Sure, he's covered a lot of greats.
Yeah. Seattle might be a play here. They're up in a couple picks.
Yeah. That would suck for him.
Yeah.
That weather's brutal. But he played in Colorado, so that weather's brutal too.
I think I like Watts here too. I mean, he's just falling.
I do too, Luke. I got
Xavier
no problem
Watts
double
is really
dipping.
good. He's
I got
really
no
good.
problem double dipping.
And honestly, this could sound really dumb, but like Cam Scatabo is not supposed to be here right now.
I
Why is
think
that dumb?
Denver picked my running back. I liked the Harvey guy. What's his name? RJ Harvey, RJ Hunter, the Central Florida kid.
Yeah.
Denver
I
got
think
him. I like him.
Denver did. Yeah.
Luke, I like where your head's at.
Get guys who played well at a high level in the sport. I like it.
No, but even deeper, we would go 2 safeties that take the football away at a high level. That's fun. That's a good time. With a defensive front like we have. That is a good time. With the corners.
I don't think they're going to do it though.
No, they won't.
Reed Blankenship contract year, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, you could go.
I could see him do it. I could absolutely see him do it knowing the recon.
I would like it a lot.
You know,
I mean, Reed Blankenship, I like him and everything, but he's not above getting beat out by Xavier Watts or what's the other guy's name? Makuba? Makuba?
I think Makuba's already going to win the job over Sidney Brown. Real Jump Street.
I don't really get the Sidney Brown love with the
people are
Eagles fan
morons.
base.
People are morons.
I don't get it.
I say it all the time.
They're also. I think there's such a strong likelihood of them bringing in a veteran before that even happens.
I mean, Tommy, I do Eagles talk every Monday with 2 guys who can't get enough of Sidney Brown.
Oh, Pete would swallow him. Pete would swallow him. He made it clear tonight. Pete would go full deep throat. On
Pete would swallow a lot of guys that baffle me.
Well, it's Pete. You know.
Well, I mean, some guys wear the green glasses, and some guys.
Oh, Jags had back-to-back picks. Wyatt Millam, guard from West Virginia. So they went Tulane and West Virginia.
This the center from Georgia is still available. Like you just said, Watts is still available. Jalen Royals, great name. Utah State wide receiver available.
Look at this guy, Wyatt Millam.
I know where Shador's going.
All-American. Like, how is he not? Like, how is he still? You're a second-team All-American.
Yeah,
how are you still here? Big 12 Offensive Lineman of the Year.
Yeah, how are you still on the board? Great pick by the Jags, though. Having back-to-back, they get a corner, and they get.
If they can get Sunshine to
they got
do something finally. Well, Doug's gone, right? Doug's
gone. They got a big-time wide receiver now. So.
I think Shador could go right here.
But they had a second one.
I know where Shador's going. This is a good spot too, Luke. You're not wrong. Or
I like
he's going to one of the Raiders picks because the Raiders have back-to-back here in the 3rd round. They have back-to-back picks.
Yeah.
If he doesn't go here, he's going to I guess he could go to Cleveland. Right?
They've had every opportunity to take him, though. Cleveland's had like 5 picks.
Yeah, I don't think they go to Cleveland. I think he goes to the Raiders. I think the Raiders at that point with back-to-back picks, why not? You don't have a quarterback. Why not? What are you doing then? That's when I question
Who's Cleveland's quarterback?
Nobody.
Kenny Pickett.
Joe
Flacco.
Whoever they draft number 1 next year.
Yep.
Yeah, they don't need the quarterback, though, because they have 2 first.
Mm-hmm.
Next year. They'll get their quarterback. They'll get Archie if that's who they want. But I think
Arch is unreal. Arch is unreal.
When you talk about Vegas, though, Vegas has those 2 picks. Like, I don't know how it's not that. You got your running back, then you go get your quarterback in the 3rd round. That's the first round, grade per a lot of people. Right? I mean, I think you leave this draft as like a winner. Leave the draft as one of the big-time winners. Like, when you can go get that's why the Giants are. Right? That's why the Giants leave the draft as a winner, because you're able to get a guy like you got with your first pick and then circle back in the 1st round and get your quarterback. you become a winner leaving draft night. Doesn't mean that ends up winning, right, guys? Doesn't mean it ends up winning.
Yeah.
It just means on draft night you look like a winner, and the same thing could happen for Vegas. Sorry, I was long.
Did Jalen Milroe get picked?
Nope.
I would take him in the 5th.
The Rams are an interesting spot here, potentially quarterback with Stafford being 800 years old. You're really only back up is Stetson Bennett if he's out of rehab.
Or was that Rams, Seattle.
Stetson.
Yeah.
Sniffing that yay?
No, it's the Moose.
So you got Rams, Seattle, Greg. Rams, Seattle, or Vegas.
Yeah, coming up. Yeah, and Vegas has got 2 picks coming up. They got 2 compensatory picks.
Yeah. I just went way too long about it. Yeah, before you got back here.
I was listening, so I must have missed that. Yeah.
What do you guys think the Jags are going to do with Hunter?
James Scatterbo, that's me here coming up.
I saw they're going to let him play both. I saw they're going to want him to play mainly wide receiver, though. I think.
Yeah, but they're going to give him reps on defense because, first off, we said the other night the NFL game's slower and it's like shrunken down too because you're not hash mark to hash mark, right? So it's just it's a different game too. So it's not as physical. It's as physical. But my point is when you're playing corner and wide receiver on the outside, it's not as physical as playing like he's an offensive guard and a defensive tackle, right? Like you know what I mean?
So,
it's not what it is here.
You think he's just going to be like starting outside receiver and a starting outside corner? And play the whole game in the NFL.
Jacksonville's going to play.
No, but I do think that's what you trade a first round pick.
That's
their
thought. Yeah,
to move up 2 or 3 spots. You trade another first round pick for that. That tells me you want a guy to play 2 spots.
Yeah, I said this last night. Like they're going to give him the opportunity to play both, but I think what they want is for him to separate himself as one or the other. And then by the time they have to pay him in like a couple years, he's an all-pro at one of those positions.
Well, if you're going to play that game, then you make him a corner ASAP.
See, I disagree with you. I think this is easy. They got the new GM. He's 35 years old. He's a total nerd probably, okay? And he thinks he's Ohtani. So that's what they think they're getting. That's the only reason you give up a first to get – there's nothing – no other team would have to give up a first to move up 3 slots in the draft. Can we knock it off?
I thought the Titans should have taken him, Tommy.
Like, you know what I'm saying, though, guys? Like, they give up a ton. Like, you should have to give them a second and a third, maybe, right? Because you're still giving them the first. You're giving them your first. And they had to give up one next year? Like, Cleveland.
I mean, it's a lot. It's a ton, but you also have to remember his background and where he comes from. Like, that's all the Rams do. They don't have picks. At least high round picks. That's where he comes from.
Who?
The Jags GM. That's what he said. That's what he said directly after the draft. He said, "I'm uniquely built to deal with this situation because in LA they didn't build through the draft. At least through the first 2 rounds.
That's cool. That's cool to know. Okay, I still think he's probably a nerd because he thinks
that sounds like a nerd.
You could totally be right.
He's Billy Bean. You know what I mean?
But like, don't you think
they also just hired an offensive guy to be their head coach too. So everything that they're doing is from the offensive side of the football. So if he's starting anywhere, it's wide receiver right off the rip because they want more weapons around Trevor. That's why they hired Liam Cohen. That's why they're going this direction. It's why if they stayed at 5, they were drafted Genty.
If he doesn't play 25 snaps on defense, you can come punch me in the dick. Okay? You can come over to my house. You can fly from Florida, and you can come punch me square in my dick if he's not playing at least 25 snaps on defense.
There goes the LSU guard. Tom.
There you go. Of course.
Ravens again.
Ravens again.
Ravens again.
Amazing. It's amazing.
Every year.
Every time.
You mother.
Every time, dude. It's insane. You know what? Take the damn center out of Georgia. Take him. Take him at this point.
I would too. Just screw it.
Last thing on Travis Hunter is I think
Rappaport saying Gabriel before
he's like first team all pro corner as a rook. Like I think he's that type of corner.
I think he's a top 15 receiver today in the NFL too.
So that's why they're going to make.
You're probably right about that, but
Yeah.
he's first team all pro corner.
Hey guys, that's why they're going to make him play both ways.
Yeah.
This isn't rocket science.
But like
got,
you're not
Yeah.
like
they
so
got the
you have no
can make
fear
they
of,
won
like,
the draft.
burnout.
They won the draft with that pick, in my opinion. Because I think he's that good. I think he is that good. So I think they win the draft with that pick.
You have no fear of like burnout or like him being overwhelmed. Like
Well, like to be fair, also, I kind of feel like they're the team. They're the only team in the top 5 that could have taken him and be like, we need to win in the next 3 years. Because they're the only team with like, again, he's struggled a lot, so it's hard to say this, but like a solidified starter that they, for whatever reason, believe in.
Yeah. And they have, and their owner is a showman, right? Shad Khan is the owner of AEW Wrestling, right? So everything they do, plus he owns soccer teams, right? Like they are a showman, so they want to put a show on the field.
I love this guy, Sean Alexander. 05 fantasy football championship ring I got because of this guy.
Yeah, but he fumbled a lot. That was the only downfall.
He sure did.
Look, they didn't even pick him. They didn't.
Wow.
Nobody.
What? No way.
No
way.
Yeah.
He wants him.
Wow.
Nobody
wants Shador, man.
Want him.
Wow.
Oh my God.
There's my QB1 of the draft, by the way. I said that last night.
Right. I know me and you both had brought up Seattle as possibly taking a quarterback.
Yeah.
Right?
There you go.
There it is. Wow.
There you go.
Wow. Oh my God.
Wow.
I feel bad for Shador at this point. This is
Well, what?
insane.
New Orleans is up next. I know they did draft Tyler Shuck, but do they double up here?
They're not doing it again.
No way.
Yeah.
Again,
I think Tyler Shuck
Cleveland.
just broke his left collarbone again.
Maybe Cleveland, maybe
Vegas.
or Vegas.
Vegas has got 2 here. I don't know that Cleveland does. I truly do. I think Cleveland wants nothing to do with them. They're waiting for next year.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Well, who does Vegas have as their quarterback?
Geno Smith. The only link to Vegas is Tom Brady.
Yeah.
And it gets to a point where you're like, all right, Tom, like, do you really like them, or are you just blowing smoke up everybody's
It gets to the point, Greg, where it's a freaking 3rd round.
Well, sure. It's a compensatory pick, so it's a free pick.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, Seattle. This is what they need in Seattle. Though. They need the kind of guy who can run around in that type of weather. Make plays with the.
Pat, I don't know that it's a historic drop, but yes, it is a drop.
I mean, there's got to be something. There's something that doesn't meet the eye.
I think
this is a pretty historic
A couple
drop.
weeks ago,
It's the
he was
combine.
going 3. I feel like it's
the combine. It's the combine. It's the measurables. It's not the game film.
I can't imagine what Joel Klatt's saying right now. He's probably crying right now.
Think
How
about
can
it,
you
guys.
take Shador? Oh, can you imagine what Mel Kiper's spewing right now?
Jalen Milrow over him. It's amazing.
That's incredible.
That's insane.
Well, I would take Jalen Milrow over some of the quarterbacks that got picked. I wouldn't take him over Shador.
Did you watch the Oklahoma game?
I mean, okay. Well, like
He was. I'm going to be fair here. Like, I don't hold a lot of this year on Jalen Milrow, right, with the new coach and stuff like that. He was pretty good last year. I'll give him that. But he was dreadful in that Oklahoma game. He couldn't complete a pass. He looked like any one of us 6 behind like a first-round offensive line like he does at Alabama against Oklahoma, right? Like, he would look like us 6 back there. Like, he couldn't throw a 5-yard out. He couldn't throw anything.
You're taking
Hey,
that.
I can throw a 5-yard out.
Who's the guy the Saints picked?
Tyler Shuck?
Yeah, you're not taking Jalen Milrow over that guy. I don't even know who that guy is.
I don't think Jalen Milrow is good. I didn't think he was good at Alabama.
Yeah, he really was not. He was pretty bad. They underperformed.
Guys, this is as simple as always has been as simple as we talk about it all the time. It's the pocket. It's the pocket passer that's not 6'5", right? And teams don't value it as high as they value a guy who can run around and make plays with his legs and help you win football games that way too. That have more of a big arm. And
I think you're right. I think that's why he fell to the second round. But I think he's still available right now because no team wants to. They don't want to deal with it.
Well,
I think that's it.
Well, no, look what went over him. Higher upside.
Well,
and
yeah, but no. But now you're drafting a backup quarterback at this point. So basically, you don't want that. That's what these teams are saying to themselves right now. Yeah. They don't want to take the risk of whatever off the field comes with picking it.
Yeah, you don't want the media storm of.
I agree with you. That's why he fell to the second round. But he's still there because no one wants to deal with the media headache that is.
Well,
he'll be the most popular backup quarterback in the league.
Yeah,
But he would start on Cleveland, and he wouldn't start on Vegas. He would start on Cleveland.
He might start on Vegas.
Maybe. But didn't they just give Geno a bunch of money?
They did.
They gave him like a 3-year deal, yeah.
So.
Yeah, well.
And Pete's only got so many years left, so he's going to go. He's going to ride Geno.
Yeah, fair.
Not saying they don't bring him in, but he wouldn't start, right?
I keep forgetting Pete's there. That's why that doesn't make as much sense. So.
Well, they got the Chip Star too up there too, right? He's the OC.
Yeah,
Chipper.
Oh yeah.
An all Pac-10 coaching staff up there.
Yeah. You'd be having sleep monitors on Shador. Shador's going to be out in Vegas at his parties. That's not going to work. They're not picking him.
They'll have to get like tracking devices on him.
Yeah.
GPS monitoring.
Jack Sawyer, Mike Collins,
Chip
Jack
Kelly.
Sawyer.
What a disaster. What a douchebag.
Of this third round, there's 2-3 teams. I don't think Cleveland, but they're obviously one. Minnesota's interesting because you don't know what J.J. McCarthy's really is. And Kevin O'Connell was so good with quarterbacks, right? So that's an interesting thought.
Minnesota's a great idea, actually.
Obviously Vegas. And then, Tom, you brought up San Fran earlier.
But Minnesota also spent a high pick on a guy.
They did, but he's always hurt.
Yeah, but
and to be honest with you, I don't think he's very good.
No, he's not worth that pick anyway. They already messed up once.
Yep.
They already messed up once here.
Oh, look at Mars checking in. Mars is on Facebook early. Now he's checking in over on Twitter. Look at you, Mars. He says Kuiper thinks Sanders will be a 4th-round pick now. Poor Mel Kiper's probably having an aneurysm right now.
He was a 2nd, and he was a 3rd. Now he's a 4th.
No.
Poor guy.
How did Mel Kiper get that job?
How dumb does Gilly look, by the way, now after all this? Gilly went from being like in the Eagles parade to being at the Sanders draft party.
He was sniffing Shador's ass at the legendary party or whatever he was calling it.
That's what I'm saying. How dumb does he look right now? Not that he didn't look dumb anyway.
I do like those big hats though.
Those hats are kind of cool. I do.
They're $130. $130.
Are they really?
For them. Yeah,
That's
I was
insane.
gonna buy one. Yeah, they're not that.
If Will Howard goes over him, it's got to be a non-football stuff. Yeah, I think it is. And what's sad is, I know Tommy's mentioned this earlier, like outside of the bravado, outside of the, potential, like I don't even say attitude, but outside of that, he has done nothing wrong, like off the field. Like he's never been in trouble. He just might come off as a pompous prick to people, right? You know what I mean? And I guess that's enough for a bunch of people to say, I don't want that as my quarterback.
Obviously,
maybe none of his teammates went to his birthday party. Maybe that's it.
Which I highly doubt because
what's even worse than that?
He paid for it all.
Yeah.
Imagine all those characteristics, but he's actually your backup quarterback. So that's exactly why no one's picking him right now.
Not the same situation, but I almost feel like a couple years ago when like Colin Kaepernick was trying to reinvent himself back in the league and why nobody was bringing him in as a backup, right? Because it's kind of the same thing, right? You don't want a media circus around a backup, right? Again, different situations on why they're in their spots, but it kind of is that same idea around you want a backup to come in and be relatively unknown. You don't want a backup to come in and be the focal point of your room.
Right.
Do you guys listen to Rogan?
From time to time, yeah.
Every once in a while.
Did you see when Theo Vaughn was on Rogan and he called Colin Kaepernick Rosa Parks?
I did see that one, yeah.
So, such a good joke.
That was a good one.
Oh, we got 2 picks here. We're almost up.
Yeah, we are almost up.
We're here.
Mark says they have a defibrillator. We're on standby for Kuiper.
Oh my God!
Oh.
You guys see this one?
Oh my God! Oh
Wow.
my God!
There's no way, dude.
Is this Will Howard?
No.
No.
Different quarterback.
That's
There's
Kyle
no
McCord?
way, dude.
Kyle McCord?
No.
We're even going further?
Yeah. I can't believe it,
Bro,
dude.
on this one.
I can't believe it.
Cleveland actually dipped it and still screwed up?
Yeah.
Oh, doing it.
Look at this graphic on NFL Channel.
Oh my God, dude.
That's amazing.
Oh, I just got the Eagles are trading out of the pick.
No.
No.
Yep.
No.
They trade the Eagles traded?
Yeah.
All right. It's been real, fellas.
What is Quinn Ewers next? Pat.
Oh, God damn it, man.
I think
Dylan
the NFL
Gabriel.
should definitely adopt the 7-minute pick model that Goodell was talking about today on McAfee.
They moved down the I don't know what they gave up, but they moved down the 101.
Okay, so they are still picking today. Okay. All right. They probably picked up like a 5th or something.
Well, who jumped up? What was it?
101.
Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Yeah.
Man, Atlanta is giving them away. They gave up a 1 next year for James Pierce. Bold strategy.
Yeah, well, they've already proven they're not good on draft night.
Yeah, I hear you.
They've already said. They've already said that.
All right, boys. I'll catch you next week.
No, see you, brother.
All right, Noah. Later, man.
Later, brother.
Later, boys.
Dylan Gabriel.
That's incredible.
I can't believe he went
Ian Rappaport. I remember Mike said that earlier. Rappaport said Gabriel before Sanders.
I mean, Gabriel, you can make cases better than Milrow, obviously. So you can be like, all right, that's a better pick than Milrow. Milrow makes me laugh even more. It's just that the fact that another quarterback over him is just insane.
This one, again, the different
quarterbacks.
quarterbacks.
Might try to start his own league now.
Yeah, like 7-on-7. Or a pro flag football league. He'll get the Team USA guy quarterback that says he's better than Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. Up there goes the
Georgia lineman.
Georgia center, yeah.
Good pick.
Well, they need to replace their center. He retired.
Well, Mike.
Yeah.
Mike's
How long did the Texans take last night to pick Cam Ward?
Jared Wilson.
You mean the Titans?
Yeah, the Titans.
They announced it early on. I mean, it was just for show. They took a couple minutes. They announced it early on in the day.
It used to be back in the day, even if they had it all sewn up and the contract was signed, it would still take the whole 15 minutes.
Yeah. No, it didn't. It didn't take that long. Last night was just annoying because it took forever.
The Falcons are taking Xavier Watts.
Yeah.
Okay. This makes a lot of sense for the Patriots.
They get back a 2026 6th-round pick in this deal.
Who, the Eagles?
Yeah. So they got a 6th round for next year.
Joseph, no, not tomorrow. Well, tomorrow day, 4 through 7 is tomorrow. Probably starting at noon or 11 a.m.
Yeah, I'll be coaching baseball when it starts.
I will not be live for that. Sorry, boys.
We will not be live for I will not be live for the
I'm a junkie, but I will not be live for that.
1 through 3.
I do love me some draft talk though.
I
Might
still
go see
need
the,
tight
I might
ends
go
on
see
the
the accountant
table.
team tomorrow. Accountant 2 tomorrow. Might go see it. Dempsey says Rappaport from our NFL draft coverage. Among the things Art Rooney told the Steelers Nation radio today, worth noting is he said on Aaron Rodgers, he does want to come here, so I don't think he does want to come here, so I do think we may get word soon. So that's obviously why the Steelers are not doing it.
They know he's coming.
See, Gabriel makes sense to me to Cleveland because it's a project in the NFL wise, right? Like, I don't think Shador is a project from a quarterback standpoint. I think he has enough skills to be a competent NFL quarterback. You question Dylan Gabriel because of the size and obviously his throwing motion and all that stuff. He's a winner in college, right? Like, but you question potentially what he looks like in the NFL. So to me, Cleveland dipping in for that doesn't seem that egregious versus going with Shador. It still leaves them the ability to go next year for a top end guy if that's what they want to do. But I don't think you draft Shador even here and then turn around next year and draft Arch or Drew Aller or whoever you have, Nussmeier, right? Whoever shows up. Falcons couldn't stop anybody, so you knew they were going heavy defense.
They just flashed up Xavier Watts. He's a 2-time AP All-American, first team. He goes in the 3rd round.
Yeah,
like I don't get it. I don't understand.
There's injury concerns.
I think it was the same thing with N'Kobe Dean.
Yeah,
a couple years ago.
I heard lots of.
Well, I mean, that was working out swimmingly for the Eagles until he blew his knee.
What position is he, Rye? Kobe Bryant?
He's a corner from Kansas. I think Kansas. I could be wrong.
No, it's definitely Kansas. I just didn't know what position. It's definitely Kansas.
Matthew McConaughey tweeted about us getting Makuba.
What did he say?
Ball hawk with a hard ass hat.
Yeah,
I'm in.
We're gonna have him and Bradley Cooper in the box at the link. It'd be sick.
Well, is McConaughey is he a Cowboy? I know he's a Texas guy. Is he a Cowboys guy?
I don't think he has a pro.
Yeah, I don't think he has a pro team.
He's just a Texas
he just
guy.
Loves them, hook them. He hooks them. No, loves them.
Swooby, yeah. I mean, I'm seeing Kobe right now as like the 9th best cornerback available, so I doubt he'd be the pick here.
Maybe later.
He might be something tomorrow. Maybe something tomorrow, but I don't see him being here. Mike, it does look like that. He says, win the Super Bowl, we had to sacrifice the Phillies. We thought it was the Sixers, but it looks like it might be both.
Yeah, maybe we had the 2-for-1 deal.
Let's relax. The bullpen's atrocious, but everything else is going to end up being fine. And the bullpen will cost us.
Is it?
Yes.
Is it?
On April 25th. That is still my opinion.
But it's not April 25th, according to the Phillies. It's just an extension of what we've already seen from last year. It's not like there's a whole roster overhaul, right? And I don't want to get too deep into it because it's his Eagles draft talk.
I mean,
it's not like there was a whole roster overhaul to where you got to give guys time to gel together, right? I mean, this is the exact same team that came out of 2 epic collapses in the playoffs. Like, no changes.
I'd rather be ice cold now than last year. They were hot as a firecracker the whole first half.
I don't disagree there.
Just hold your head above water and make a run and be like 22. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine.
Yeah, I almost like him not getting off to a hot start, even though I do not like the way they played.
I don't disagree with that assessment at all. I'm
they've
with
been
you there.
lifeless. They've been lifeless.
But that's what scares me. I'm with you. That's what scares me. Is like they look like they don't even want to be there.
But that makes me.
Where did they find this guy Tanner Banks?
They traded. That was the Chicago trade for last year when they got.
Yeah.
No, it was just Tanner Banks that brought in.
Yeah,
It was some random deal.
Tanner no thanks Banks is what I call him.
Yeah,
he's dreadful.
I'm gonna pull it up.
And I've been watching Orion Kirkering pitch for like 3 years now. I've never seen him have a clean inning ever. Not one.
We just exchanged a minor league infielder, William Bergola, last year at the deadline. It was just to bring in another lefty. He was young and he's cheap and he's under control for like 2 years.
Yeah, there's somebody pranked Shedeur Sanders.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Goes into the NFL team telling him he's going to have to wait a little bit longer.
Morris, yeah, traded back 5
live
spots.
streaming.
That's brutal.
He was live streaming. He's live streaming day 2 of the draft.
That's horrible.
That's brutal, man.
Wait, Shedeur's doing a live stream right now?
He was. I don't think so anymore. I would love Cam Scatterboot here.
Yeah, I'll take Scatterbo. Pat, talk it into existence for us, brother.
I'll just run the shit out of the football. I'll run the football 55 times a game.
Yeah, I was gonna say, imagine if Vegas just took him. They have the best backfield in the
country,
duo, in the league.
Yeah. All right, so as we get close, again, if we go back to ESPN's top available, obviously Shedeur. Then you got 3 wide receivers: Utah State, Virginia Tech, and Maryland.
That would not shock me either.
A defensive tackle from Florida State, Scatterbo, tight end Gunnar Helm, running back Dylan Sampson from Tennessee. I think that's the burner, right? Is Dylan Sampson the speed guy?
Right, did that Bowling Green kid go?
Yes.
Tight end? He went.
I like Joshua
like,
Farmer a little bit too. I'll take Joshua Farmer.
Yeah. Braden Swinson. I think somebody in the chat was talking about Swinson earlier, edge rusher from LSU. And then we got that Charles Grant, the offensive tackle. That's the top 10 available right now as the board drops to us, right? So
I'm in on it.
Pat, we signed AJ Dillon too. But they're always going to pick one, right? Like they're going offensive tackle. They're going to draft a running back just to bring him in for depth.
No, I wouldn't let AJ Dillon deter me from taking a Cam Scatterbo at all.
I completely agree.
No, I'm with you 100%.
I couldn't be more out on AJ Dillon, to be honest.
I'm in, but I'm not. It's not going to stop me.
Dillon.
You know what I mean?
Well, you need a D tackle. So Joshua Farmer to me is a good pick here from Florida State because you need a D tackle.
6'3", 305, 2-year starter.
Yeah,
you do. I'm not. You're definitely right. But it gets to a point where some guys just shouldn't be here.
Oh, Scatterbo? Oh, I'll take him right now.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I'm just saying I don't think they will. So
I agree. They definitely will not.
Because I don't give a shit about Will Shipley. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't care about AJ Dillon. What is next?
AJ Dillon is not reliable.
No.
Caleb Ross, a guard went to Vegas.
Vegas with their one pick.
With their one pick.
Like a 2-time honorable all mention, Big 12. Okay. Then you got picked right where you should.
Yeah.
55 consecutive starts. That's a lot of starts.
You can pass block, right? That's about all in the Big 12. You can pass block, right?
As you said, that guy just takes the ball.
Yeah, I was going to say, then he pancaked the guy.
Yeah. As soon as you said it, it was like, what a great block.
I'm incredible.
70-yard run. 70-yard run.
Just it.
Tommy Swoopy wants to know you don't like Shipley.
I mean, I don't like Shipley. I don't give a shit about Shipley.
You know why I'm out on Shipley? When he got caught in the NFC Championship game from behind. That's why I'm out on Will Shipley.
Or give me Scatterbo. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'll take Barkley and Scatterbill, and I'll feel
there's the William and Mary guy.
Scatterbill,
they went
Sawyer.
back-to-back offensive tackle. That'd be great. That's
Give me
awesome.
Sawyer.
It doesn't happen. And, of course, Steve Wisniewski is selecting him. That's pretty ironic. Yes, I did know Elijah Holyfield is wrestling and or boxing right now. Yeah, he's not playing football anymore. Let's see these highlights that Brinks was talking about.
Oh, he's wrestling.
He's wrestling highlights. There you go. Just picking a dude up.
You picked him up.
I hope so.
Yeah, me too.
Dude, wrestling it.
Oh my god,
I love it. Like he's a former. They can't even find tape on. They gotta give him wrestling highlights from high school. Not even.
Well, what are you watching? ESPN?
No,
ESPN has real
NFL
highlights.
Network. NFL Network.
Now I see the wrestling. You guys are way ahead of me.
I'm on ESPN.
I'm on the NFL channel. I don't know what you guys are doing.
NFL Network.
I'm on
always.
I'm watching him pancake people on ESPN right now. That was all he did. Was just crush other human beings.
Yeah, once I saw him against Richmond, I was like, all right, you're good.
Yeah.
Or you're not good. I'm just saying it's Richmond.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Spiders.
But it's so Vegas to go a running back with the 6th pick. But they also are trying to win games with Geno Smith and Pete Carroll. So they're trying to win games. So I don't hate it. Right? And they have Brock Bowers. They're gonna have a pretty good offense.
Yeah.
Pretty good young offense with Geno Smith and now
they're using common sense, Tom. Like they take Genty at the 6, and now they just did the 2 picks at the end of the 3rd round. They get the lineman.
Yeah,
like makes sense. It's logic.
There's logic. Yeah.
Well, that's what happens when you have an old school. It's what happens when you have an old school coach, right? And you have an old school mindset.
You went up front.
But some of these guys, I feel like they just pick it out of a hat. All right, you like this guy, you like this guy, I like this guy. We'll put them in a hat, and whoever comes out, that's who we're taking.
Yeah, good organizations either sync up well with each other, or one guy makes final calls, right? They're good organizations. You either have a ton of synergy in the room and you all believe in the same types of guys, right? Or one guy is your decision maker.
Oh my God, we just traded again.
Did we?
No
we
way.
out for today?
Yeah.
Dude.
No way.
All right.
No way.
Some guys said gonna be awkward when Shaduris to go back to Colorado and wear a different number since they retired his.
Well, they were talking about has anyone ever had number retired and not been a 1st-round pick? Now he's not even a day 2 pick.
Yeah.
Like they don't even have a Cordell Stewart.
All right, we trade. We got 111, 130, and 191 for 101, 134. So we trade back 10 spots and get an extra pick.
Why are they doing this?
What? Why?
Because they don't like the board right now.
They don't like anyone.
We got 1 billion picks.
So we got more picks. But Colorado, they don't even.
But again,
have Stewart's number retired.
They don't have Cordell Stewart's, and they don't have the other coach's son who blew up the quarterback rookie record book too.
I'm just laughing because Sweeps just said William and Mary kid. They have football. I believe that they have football.
Yeah, they're playing the Sisters of the Poor in the Lancaster Bible.
But I just ran through the top, right? They obviously, wide receiver. There's 3 of them in the top potential 10 available. So
these are all teams with receivers.
They don't like where they're at. So if you can get more, we know Howie likes to move and shake.
I like it.
So what do we have tomorrow? So we have now.
Well, we picked 11 to 10 tomorrow.
111, 130, 191.
Was that 3 fours?
See you, Rob.
Yes. 3 fourths.
9.
They have 2 fifths.
2 fours. I see 2 fours.
2 fours.
Oh, right, because they gave up another one. Okay, yeah.
2 fours,
2 fours, 3 fives tomorrow.
Yeah.
But that first 4 is 9, is the 9th pick in the 4th round.
Yeah.
Well, that's definitely not Shador.
Nope.
Last chance. I think the last chance for him is either here, San Fran, or Minnesota for him to go here in the third round.
Well, he's only got 3 picks and nope. Cornerback, Upton Stout.
We can get
Western
State of
Kentucky.
picks later from Mars.
Up and Stout. Wow, that's a name.
Yeah.
Dynasty
Sure,
Hero
he
Vegas,
stinks.
Vegas' wide receivers. Let me hold on.
He stinks.
They don't got a whole bunch.
Well,
I prefer
Brock Bowers.
Upton IPA
I
personally.
consider Brock Bowers a wide receiver. So
Yeah.
they have a lot. They have a
Kobe Myers.
They
Yeah, Jacoby
drafted one.
Myers, Trey Tucker. They just drafted Jack Beach. And then you got Kyle Phillips, Christian Wilkerson, Alex Bachman. But you're right, Tommy. Throw Brock Bowers in there.
They
I
drafted one.
forgot they signed Raheem Mostert too as like a backup running back.
I think my
He's like
favorite
40.
videos on the draft are like all the guys in the draft room just dapping each other up.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
matter who you draft.
Great pick. Great pick.
Nobody was dabbing up with Mike Green.
No.
Nope. Like all right, guy's a scumbag. Kind of gotta draft him though. He's too good. Gotta take him.
It's too good. Just keep him away from your family.
Yeah, that's about it. That's about it, Dynasty. Myers and a whole bunch of nothing.
Well, obviously this rookie, they're gonna throw into the mix.
Yeah.
So you see what he is. I'm a big name guy. So Denver traded. We trade with Denver, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I just want to see who Denver trades up again, then I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're all out of here in 2 picks.
Well, if we really sit through the 2 pick, I mean, I guess we can at this rate. We're here. We made it this far. What a joke.
Yeah, Minnesota could pick Shadur. Probably
This
not.
is where I get mad at Howie though. Like, don't do this.
This is what I thought he was gonna do last night, man. Like, we're just gonna trade out of the pick. We're just not even gonna draft it. Be pissed. Savion Jones.
We still got 2 starters in the first 2 days though, so I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, we did.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I would agree. Broncos
Now they
select.
have, I think they have 12 picks next year too.
Next year.
I think.
Well, so you picked up 2 picks this year, right? You picked up a 4th and a 5th, I think.
Savion.
And then
Savion Blanc,
you're gonna
Savion
get more
Jones.
next year.
Who was our Frenchie that we had? What? Cravion LeBlanc?
Yep.
Savion Jones.
Trayvon LeBlanc.
Like Denver needed more. Pass rushers.
Wouldn't have been a terrible pick for us either at 101. You know what I mean?
Could have used one.
Yep.
But we have the edge guys, I think, in house.
Yeah.
We really do. I think it's
There's also
interior.
still a lot there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we have them. Like, if you really think about it, like, we went
Yeah.
out and got 2 guys this offseason, even though we lost Sweat. We went out and got, and Brandon Graham, we went out and got 2 guys in Uche and Aziz that can get after the quarterback in those type of roles, right?
Yeah, Mike. That was anticlimactic for sure. Thanks for chiming in, brother.
Later, Mike.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. See ya.
Let's
Cheers.
see,
So,
the pick 10.
That's a good one. I like that.
Shador Sanders.
No shot. They like JJ.
I know, and I love it too because my family's a bunch of Minnesota Vikings fans because they're from there.
Mm-hmm.
I love that they're putting their faith and trust into JJ McCarthy. Oh, he's so bad.
Oh, there you go.
Dynasty, thanks, brother. Thanks for sticking around. 5 a.m. is quick. I'll probably be just going to bed at that point. See you, brother.
Wow.
Thank you, bro.
Shador Sanders. Not a day 2 pick. That's
Unreal.
crazy. Wild.
I wonder if that guy
Wild.
followed up on his
Hey,
tweet.
fella.
It's like, oh, what are you doing Saturday?
Tay Felton, like, they need another wide receiver there.
Well, that's who, we brought him up about potentially the Eagles, right?
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, they need
He was
another
one of
wide.
those. Yeah, right. Yeah. He was one of those available that in that group of wideouts that we were in the top available.
Yeah,
D'Angelo, I guess they just didn't like what they have.
Well, listen, I mean, you get an extra pick, you get a pick back.
No, I'm not live streaming at 5 a.m. VDP.
I think he's talking about Shadur.
Oh, no, sure. He might be. Yeah. He might still be going.
He'll probably will still be going.
Bill, agree, disagree. I really don't care, but we took a 4th-round talent in the 3rd, passed on 2 better safeties.
We took him in.
Okay.
We took him in
the 2nd.
I don't think he was even close to a 4th-round talent. I mean, he was on the best, most consistent defense in college.
And he started his career at Clemson,
which was not Georgia.
He was a 3-year starter at Clemson.
Yeah, I mean,
the guy
can play.
The guy's talented.
And he can
the
fly.
guy can play. The guy can play.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Oh.
Both.
What
up, Don? What up, Don? We're just getting ready to roll out.
Yep.
Pistons play tonight, brother?
No, they played yesterday. They don't play back-to-backs.
Did they? I don't know. I don't pay attention to the NBA.
Oh, you asked the question, Greg.
I was asking Don.
I know. Oh my God. Joking. Wait. We're joking. We're joking.
No. We've been live for 3 hours. We still have 300 people watching. That's insane. Everyone's over on X. Let's go. Build that up. Hit that follow button, all you guys over there on X. Probably all. Go hit the follow button. Let's get us to 5K. We'll do a giveaway. Get us to 5K. We'll do a giveaway. Get us to 10K. We'll do a really big giveaway. Let's go.
A gigantic giveaway.
Yep.
Everybody else, as we get out of here, make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe.
Go Birds.
That's right.
Any final thoughts?
Go Birds.
Everything's kind of been
Birds.
exhausted, right?
Go Birds. Great day again.
I agree.
We got a starter again. This is what we're here to do. How many
Nick
picks?
Dempsey breaking Deion named Shiloh his new favorite song. Great show. Good night. Thanks, Ed. Appreciate it, man.
No, as boring as the second half of tonight was, like how he doesn't reach for guys. You know, he's stopped doing that. So I'm like, all right, okay. Like just going back to what we were saying before, we're trusting Howie, which is a good thing because he's earned it over the last couple of years. So, whatever. We'll see how it goes tomorrow.
Yeah. 5 picks tomorrow. Was that right? 5 picks tomorrow?
Yeah.
Again,
2 4s,
we won't.
3 5s.
Oh, and a 6 now. 6 picks tomorrow.
Yep.
2 4s, 3 5s, and a 6th.
Oh, yeah.
It finally updated.
Yeah, you're right.
Thank you all for chiming in, sticking with us. Yeah, Don, we'll be on Sunday night most likely. We'll probably be on with the agree to disagree crew. So we'll see you then, brother. Thank you all. We will not be live tomorrow for the rounds 4 through 7. But thanks for the last couple of days. It's been awesome. Make sure on your way out, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Give us a follow, give us a comment, give us a share, whatever you want. Just help us out, will you? For Luke, for Ryan, for Tom, for Brinks, for PY, for Noah. I think that's everybody else that joined us, right? We appreciate y'all. We out of here.